I think that I was trying some new audio stuff. I hope this. We'll see if this works better. But all in all, that looks good. I think that we were probably at Kellyanne giving a little bit of a description.
Right from the beginning. Okay.
Do it again! Yay!
Okay. So she is 6'2", long brown hair, really stormy gray eyes, tan from being outdoors for a long time. Has like this green faded leather cloak with a big hood that she has down right now. And then a long sword on her right side, short sword on the left. She always carries that around with her. She has like the cerulean blue leather armor and like a chainmail shirt and a necklace that you only see like the chain of before it disappears into her shirt that she keeps well hidden. And she's just like while she's reading, she's sometimes looking around and checking out people every time the door opens up. So she's just sitting at the table and chilling.
Oh, we get to see the tops of his hand as he speed types. Go, Greg, go.
Well,
I like how, yes, we mind
Clickety-clack.
there we go. Okay, well, first Alred is coming in. That's right when we get there. So Alred, you get to walk in and join these people and introduce yourself.
Okay.
And then we'll get to Mr. Tagenbush in time.
So in through the doors comes another fairly tall gentleman. He's 6'1". He has shoulder-ish length blonde hair, green eyes, and again, tan skin. He's outside a lot. He would kind of be handsome if he didn't look like he was beat to shit. Just not like he's injured, just kind of not had a great time. He has scars on his face. His armor, his mail, looks well used. Like, it's still functional, but like there might be a couple of missing links.
How does his female look? Sorry, keep going.
So, but he does have a decent-looking red travel cloak and a very fancy clasp that does look like that's the one thing that he keeps clean and fresh and new-looking. He's carrying a long sword on his hip, and I'll walk up to the table.
Thank you for...
Good evening, Nestril.
Thank you for answering the call, Alred. I appreciate you showing up. Have you been using that poultice I gave you? The one, your cut right there looks still pretty fresh.
Yes, it's doing all right.
Okay, I'll make you some more. Do go ahead and have a seat. This is Kellyanne, and this is Gundir.
Hello.
Hi. I go back to reading my book.
Don't mind her. She takes a little while to warm up to you. We are waiting for one more member before I can tell you why we've gathered. But in the meantime, I have ordered some drinks and some food to be delivered as we wait.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
Well, like the moment the food hits the table, suddenly a hobbit walks in.
That's witchcraft.
That's part of how you summon a hobbit? I didn't know if you know
Some
that.
sort of food sorcery summons a hobbit.
Second breakfast.
I smell food.
At any point in time, you suddenly need a hobbit, and you've got a whole bunch of food, just start cooking it, and usually that'll summon one. It's a little known trick.
Dinner or supper?
That's true.
Second breakfast.
So anyways, Willard Hagenbush, You
Yeah.
waddle up to this party that's twice as tall as you on average.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't. Yeah. Don't. Everybody else are doublings. There's no such thing as a halfling. There's just doublings.
Doubling.
Doublings.
There's really tall people. Willard, he's got like decently nice clothes on. Got like a leather jerkin kind of over top of it, but it's all like a little bit dirty, and like his hair is a little bit disheveled. He's got like long sideburns and like kind of a stubble. Looks like he hasn't maybe shaved in a little while, and yeah, there's like a stain or something, or dirt marks on his like elbows and his clothing, and like on his where his knees are also dirty. His boots are kind of looks like he hasn't gotten new stuff in a while. Kind of. Yeah, and he's armed. He's got weapons, but he kind of like will accidentally bump in it with his like little sword stick in there. He'll like accidentally bump into stuff with it as he's like kind of walk easily, like forgets that it's there. Yeah, and come on. I imagine I probably at least recognize Nestriel, so that's. I walk up. Hi, I'm Willard.
Ah, Willard. It's good to meet you at last.
Yeah.
You've never met him?
No, I knew a bit about his parents, and his reputation is very good for what we will be doing.
And
or
what
at least
kind of
what I hope
reputation
to be
is
doing.
this? I finally put my book down and look at you. For us to have a hobbit on our team. What is he gonna do? Like, can we kick him down a hill and hopefully somebody stumbles across his body?
That's a little harsh, Killian.
Well,
But no.
I
What
can
can you do?
carry stuff and whatever you need, really.
And kill you in your sleep, maybe?
That's
Off to a good start. Willard is a very good treasure hunter and is much stealthier than most of us can be.
It's just very strange how this person tried killing me, what was it, a month ago? Do you remember that by chance?
Oh,
And I pull out my sword and I have it like to his throat.
now.
Do you remember that at all?
What do? That's a really sharp sword you got there.
Yes,
I bet you.
Can we get some more meat
You're
over
clearly-
here?
If I really did try to kill you, I did a really bad job, obviously, and now
Yes, you
you
did.
probably can do a lot better job at that. So I'll just concede. I surrender.
Do you not
And-
remember you coming in the middle of the night to try to slit my throat?
That's pretty brutal. Did you really do that, little one?
No,
Obviously, he
not. No. Not.
Oh.
It's. Who are you?
I pull back my sword just a little bit. You know, you and I need to have a better talk because when you attacked me, you had this dark thing around you. Now you don't. How does that happen?
Dark thing? What is
Dark presence. I can sense those things.
Well,
Did you make a pact with somebody, perhaps? Do we need to know how compromised you are before you even join this team?
Can I get some more meat over
it's
here?
okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Okay,
Yes, I mean-
it wasn't me. I have.
Then
an
who was
issue.
it? What have you allowed to possess your body?
It's.
Are you saying all little folk look alike?
No.
It's part of why I agreed to even come here because I figured that if anybody can help, it's probably you guys.
Well, then
Help
let's just
somebody
lay it
like
all
you.
on the table.
Well,
What exactly affects you?
Help with what?
I took an ancient book at the behest of some friends. I took it to Numenos to, I guess to destroy it or something. I just followed my instructions, and then I briefly met myself, but like shadow version, like a. And I thought I was crazy. I thought I just dreamed it all up, but I guess it's actually happening.
So you say that a shadow person of you is roaming about this place? Or is it you possessed with the shadow person just underneath the surface?
Well, where were you a month ago? Because I don't think I was anywhere nearby.
I was nearby.
You were.
I'm not going to tell
Right.
you. What are you going to do now? Like, if let's say you don't even join our party, are you going to stalk us and then going to slit our throats in the middle of the night again?
No,
Kelly, and I think you, of all people, should have some understanding of the strife of others when dealing with things more powerful than themselves. Would you not?
I look over my shoulder at Nesriel and huff a little bit, and I withdraw my sword. I sit down. Fine. And I wave at the empty chair next to me. Do entertain us more with more of your tales, little person.
This meat is good. This meat is really good. You guys need to try more of this.
Thank you, Gundir. Now, I have requested all of you to join me, not only for the pleasure of your company, but because I have heard of something that I know I cannot do on my own, and I need your help. There is word of an artifact that has been found, something powerful, something about death, that was discovered by some scouts in Mirkwood, as you call it. There was an orc traveling towards what I believe was somewhere outside of Gundabad.
An orc by himself?
Yes.
That's strange.
So far as I know, I'm not particularly involved in that business. My father doesn't let me get terribly involved. But I have decided to take this upon myself, as the words we were able to get from the orc were death, unknown, and power, and it's a very, supposedly a very dark artifact. If it is truly an artifact of power that has something to do with death, I would like to prevent the orcs from keeping it in a fortress south of Mount Gundabad. If it is not an actual artifact, and this is just rumor, I would like to investigate it to find out if it is true, as these things do threaten my home as much as they threaten yours.
Well, I know Gundabad like the back of my hand. I can assist you with it.
It's real dangerous, but yeah, we can. I know a couple of places that we can hide from here to there.
Mm-hmm.
I have never been to that side of the Mirkwood.
It's a lot of fun. In fact, that is how Gundir and I met.
Fun is not how I would describe it, but sure.
Fun, killing, slaughtering. Orcs are orcs.
Orcs are orcs.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this may call for some small amount of stealth or dexterous activity, and I am not particularly good at either of those things, and I was hoping that, Willard, you would lend us your skills as a treasure hunter in this particular regard.
I mean, well,
now,
yeah, okay, nope, sorry.
Now, this thing with this book and this artifact and whatever has gone on between you and Kellyan, I'm more than willing to help out with, but I'm anxious to be on our way.
I just wouldn't trust somebody who doesn't remember trying to commit murder.
I wouldn't either. I wouldn't either. Honestly,
that's a good answer. I like this guy.
I want to get this fixed too. I mean,
what happened to this book? Where did you do? What happened to it? Where did you put it?
Oh, that's also
there
a good
was
question.
this pedestal container drawer thing.
Mm-hmm.
I just put it in there, and I
you
closed it.
Away?
And then I walked away, and then there was wind, and I passed out. I think it knocked me out, or maybe it released some gas or toxin, and it knocked me out. And that's when I had like what I thought was a dream or like hallucinations about this other version of me. And then since then, that clearly wasn't a hallucination, I guess.
No.
So is this little alter ego of yours still out there?
Well,
He is here.
I think so.
Your
Yeah.
evil twin.
I have dreams. I don't know if they're true or not.
So basically, we can't trust you. And I look over at Nesriel, like with a pointed look, like, really?
Okay, so
Willard,
at this point, I'm going to go and approach Willard, and I'm just gonna, bend down, and I'm just. This might be a little awkward for you, but I take a deep inhale and sniff you.
Funnily enough, not the first time this has happened to me.
Smells fine to me. I don't smell any ill intent.
Yeah, I don't sense the darkness that was encompassing him when he tried to murder me, but that doesn't mean it's completely gone, just under the surface.
I don't sense any deception in him.
I don't. He smells fine to me.
Well, either way, I look at the Hobbit. I was like, I'm going to keep an eye on you, so that means you're sticking with me.
Willard, tell me more about these dreams.
It's like first it feels like a regular dream, and then it's more detailed. It's like more like real life, and then I become aware that the fact that it's not me that's doing this. I guess it must be the shadow, because were you in an inn sleeping? This was a month ago. I don't remember what inn it was, but I think I dreamt it. But I didn't get a good look at your face, so.
You were trying to slit my throat. I would imagine you wouldn't.
Sorry.
Can I lore roll on his dreams to see if I've heard of anything like this in the annals of history?
Absolutely.
Hey, first roll of the night. Please be good. Could do better, I suppose. 20, not natural.
Oh. Well, there's a lot of lore about dreams. There's less lore about like copies of people going out and killing people. But it would not be. It would be very common for any item of power to cause strange dreams or nightmares in history. So you definitely could see that.
All right.
Can I use my shadow lore to see if there's anything I know of regarding that? His possession, possibly?
Yeah. I mean, it's more or less the same roll.
Okay. $17. Same thing.
Yes, same thing.
So it sounds like something that we should observe while you sleep. What happens to you, how these dreams may manifest on your person. We can
Sure,
begin.
yeah,
So, I mean, might as well add more problems to an already complicated list.
Well, you should be apt at handling complications. That's why I brought you along.
Look at her stroking your ego.
One thing I will add to the shadow lore for both of you is that, in the realms of Middle Earth, right, there's items of power are very rare, and things like that are very uncommon, right? And they almost are always important, right, in the scope of things. So even if it is something dark and evil, it's usually centered around the things that matter in Middle Earth. At least historically, that's certainly been the case.
Yeah, there are many rings of power, and none of them are to be taken lightly.
An example.
Yeah, if you're gonna take them heavily.
Take them heavily.
Fair enough.
sometimes the weight of the ring is not as obvious as one might think.
Truth.
So Nesfield described the Mount Gundabad orc thing. For both Gundyr and Kellyan, you have a pretty good idea of where that is. There's a orc fortress. They call it Lugmir's.
Yep.
It's kind of like one of the outskirts of the Mount Gundabad. Mount Gundabad's a huge. I mean, it's a whole mountain. It's a huge endeavor in there, and it's one of the biggest orc fortresses. It kind of sits right in the middle of where the Gray Mountains and the Misty Mountains combine.
Yep.
So you're looking at a journey probably up north on the north of Mirkwood, over to there, and then once you get there, it's going to depend a lot on what the current garrisoning is, whether you're going to see lots of orcs or just lots of orcs.
Just lots of works. Okay.
Survey says lots of work.
And that is why I asked all 3 of my most combat proficient companions to accompany me, because I am not combat proficient.
But mostly me, right?
Mostly you, Medalinor.
Yay!
Sure, we'll go with that for now.
I'm special.
I'm really good at being a distraction.
That will be good.
And if all else fails, we can knock you out, and hopefully the other you comes out.
Yeah, then I'm a cold-blooded killer.
I can definitely see that.
I am not amused.
You are absolutely hysterical, Mr. Tagenbush. You need more mead.
Oh, yes, mead. I would like
Yes, more mead. Nestriel, you know I'm a little short, yes?
Yes, I am covering this evening's meal.
Oh, excellent, excellent.
Oh, it's free?
More mead!
There isn't much money in killing orcs.
That's because it's usually outside of the orcs. They don't actually have it in their bellies or anything. Orcs don't eat money.
That's very astute.
That we know of.
So it sounds like the mead is starting to take hold of the table.
I am picking up my book and reading it again.
As the evening goes on, I assume you're ready to head out. Your plan is to head out in the morning.
Yep.
And ride at a great pace. Now, you don't know how long it's going to take for them to transport or get ready to transport anything, but you do think you've got a couple of days before they move anything there, Nestriel. That being said, though, it's not a short or easy journey. While the terrain is relatively easy till you get to the Grey Mountain Narrows, it becomes more difficult after that. Which is actually true in game terms, because we have journey mechanics, and one of them is hard terrain and one of them isn't.
Oh boy!
I can lead us through the Dale lands. I'm very familiar with that, but after that...
As long as once we get to Gundabad, I know all the trails that we need to go through. We should be fine with that.
So, anything else anyone is doing this evening before we get ready to depart in the morning?
Drinking.
Just, I'm gonna keep close to Israel.
I want to ask Nestriel, my lady, it's just a random thing. Do you do autographs? Or like, because listen, we have your book, a copy of the book that you wrote on poultices. We used it to help, make my parents, they made a treatment for the plague. It wasn't a cure, but it helped with symptoms. And it was your book that we used to make them, so...
You got a fan?
I suppose. I've never been asked that question before. I'm very
Really?
glad it was useful to you, yes.
Oh, I've been reading it since I was young.
How old are you, Willard?
I am 44 or 6.
He's older than
46.
I am.
That's
Oh,
kind of
okay.
amazing.
Still a young man. Well, that is
That's
very
a young
comforting to
man.
know. If you would like me to sign the book, I suppose I have no reason to say no.
I forgot to bring it actually.
Oh, okay. Well, don't worry
So,
about it.
My bad. No, I didn't know what to say. I was really what I. Okay. Do you want a drink?
I stop and like
I grab a. I sit back down, and I just drink.
They're so cute when
That's
they're
it.
this age.
Your cup is empty. I gotta get you another one now.
Yes, more.
Is 40 young for his people?
I feel like it is.
Youngish.
I don't know how that rules.
Mid-20s-ish?
All I know is that everyone needs
Oh,
more
interesting.
drinks.
It's,
I
They
mean,
live into the
that is-
hundreds, don't they?
Not
Like normal.
young.
Well, I mean, like, Bilbo like celebrated his 111th birthday.
but to be fair, none of your characters know hobbits very well at all.
You know.
It's true.
Uh,
For all you know, I'm just bullshitting my way through this.
yeah.
Because
He
I
is a
stay in the
tiny-
woods.
He's a tiny man and he is a fucking delight.
I mean, it's very
Uh.
likely that this is the first time Gundyr or Elbrad have even seen a hobbit or even
Oh
heard
yeah,
about
definitely.
a hobbit. Kellyan's in Arthedain, since she's aware that that they gave a bunch of land to some hobbits not too long ago.
Mhm.
So she's aware of that, and elves, they know things.
I know of them, but have I
Yes.
ever met one in person? Eh.
Yeah, exactly.
Winging it. I encourage Willard and Gundyr to drink into the night, but I likely probably don't drink any of the alcohol here. It's a little crass.
Yeah. I'm not.
Strong.
I could never get you onto mead. I don't know why you can't. You're all about that elven wine, but you won't touch mead. And
Ooh,
you're
elven wine. There's
you're
wine.
missing out.
Oh no.
There is absolutely elven wine on the menu because Thranduil, I don't know if you know this, but they trade with Lake Town.
They do.
And because Thranduil's halls is the how do we want to put that, the most broke of all of the elves.
That's an excellent way to put it, though.
Anyway, so there is elven wine here. It's one of the things that they trade
That's a
as
fair
well.
point. I
They're
forgot that we were
resellers.
in Lake Town.
Drink the elven
Then
wine.
I would have a couple of glasses of that, but probably not enough to get me terribly far gone.
I don't drink at all.
Why are you not drinking?
Somebody needs to be aware
I'm aware
of what.
of everything. I can.
He's
hear
aware that we
nature.
all need to be drinking.
Yes, that.
I will have some water. I just shake my head and I kind of smile at you, like you're ridiculous.
Just drink the mead. Drink it. It's made of honey and magic.
All right, Gundyr, take it easy.
I will not take it easy. Mead is a magical drink.
Then drink more of
That
it.
it is.
Mead is a magical drink. Hey, mead is a magical drink. Hey.
It's fun for a girl and a boy.
Yeah, I was trying to get that tune in there for log. Mead. It's fun for a girl and a boy. Okay, I think we should get to the morning before the mead gets out of hand.
Too late.
It's too late. You can't stop it now.
Both of those are accurate. So morning comes, and you get ready to journey. Now, we actually have some specific mechanics that we have to discuss about the journey part,
Okay.
because in Adventures in Middle-earth, journeying is a big part of it, and there's just, in fact, a straight mechanic, so we'll just roll a bunch of dice, and then we'll either arrive there or run into a Nazgul or die in an avalanche or something. And
That
That's cool.
escalated quickly.
I feel
Well-
like a Nazgul is equally dangerous to an avalanche
If not
for
more.
this group.
I think I'd take the avalanche.
Yeah.
Avalanche isn't purposefully trying to kill you.
Well, I'll be fine. I'll be above the snow. I'm an elf, so you guys will have to worry about it, but I'll probably be fine.
I'll take on the Nazgul.
I think I might make it.
I can take him. I can take him. He doesn't have these guns.
Well,
Oh boy.
You have guns?
Do we,
This campaign's gonna be easy.
I
And
didn't
so
talk-
the party, armed with AK-47s, marches forward.
Lock and load.
I'll be back.
they're not canon in Middle Earth, but we made a few changes.
Not in Middle Earth, but we made some changes.
Okay. So we first have to decide which of you is going to be the guide.
Well, first
So-
partner of the journey should be Aaron.
Yeah, do you need one guide for the whole thing, or is it based on each region you go through?
It's mostly based on the starting, so it's probably you.
Okay, then yes, I will start us off going through the northern Dale lands.
Then we're going to need a scout who is
Alright.
good at stealth and investigation.
I guess I can.
I am proficient in stealth and proficient in investigation.
Hey, Willard definitely doesn't speak up, but Willard is also he's pretty good at stealth and investigation.
I mean, I looked down at the
But
hobbit.
he just doesn't say that. But if you
Of
really
course.
need me to do it,
Of course he
This
is.
is why we have him, though, right? Why don't you do it, Willard?
oh, okay.
A chance to prove your worth to Kellyan, who doesn't like you. You should take full advantage.
What do I need to roll?
Like you should take
And if he
it.
dies, oh well.
and then we're going to need a lookout.
That is ice cold.
A lookout.
That somebody who's good at seeing things that might try and kill you.
I have good.
Or-
I have good passive perception when we're out in the wild.
I've got decent perception. It is super good at night.
I have a +6 to perception.
Plus 10.
Yep.
Hey, Wanderer wins.
Why do you have a +10?
And times 2 in the wilderness.
Oh.
Yes. Okay. So, guide. Now, first, actually, before we get started, there is one thing that we have to handle, which is that we all get out. You get out of the inn in the morning. Some of you have mild hangovers from mead, and others if you didn't drink. But Alred has this awesome horse. Alred, do you want to tell us about your horse?
Oh yeah. The horse is he looks a little more regal than your average horse. He is, dang it, I had a description.
Is he wearing a crown?
Ooh,
He
yeah.
is not wearing a crown. There's no crown, unfortunately, for him.
Well,
I just
that horse needs a
And for
crown.
me, a little bit. That'd be pretty sweet.
Look at his horse. His horse is amazing.
So
What?
the horse is black, except for his kind of silvery mane and tail.
Oh.
His name is Duskheart, and sorry, Casey, your face.
Oh, yay. What are you trying to say?
You just-
Your face is funny.
I'm good at faces, okay?
I do voices. Anyway, yeah, he's just a very sturdy-looking horse that doesn't look like he's afraid of much of anything.
So, obviously, Alred has a horse. Do the rest of you have horses?
Probably not.
I can acquire one really quick.
I mean, I think no is a reasonable answer, right? Because you travel around by foot, which is probably what you were more or less expecting to do anyways.
I could ride on somebody else's horse. I could just get in a bag.
You can just hop in one of my saddlebags.
Just hop in a saddlebag.
Well, so anyways, that's the journey.
So-
Alred's
So in the
gonna-
morning, I hop on my horse, and everyone else stands around on foot, and I'm like, "What is this?"
Oh.
I produce like an apple from my bag and I look at you. Can I give it to him?
Oh yes, of course. He loves apples.
All right. I go there and I start petting him and stuff. And I remember I used to have a steed like this.
And then
Did
he
you?
died.
I did. It was a family horse. But he was more silver with a couple of spots than all black like this one. She's a beaut.
He is indeed.
Now look over at everybody. So, horses?
I mean, normally I'm faster than a regular wagon, so I don't really need a horse. But that's mostly because I'm used to escorting caravans, which are not particularly fast moving, so I've never actually had the need to own a horse.
I'm a hobbit. Horses
Oh, is that
scare
what
me.
you are?
The thing
Wait,
is-
so you're not a little person?
Hey. No. I'm quite tall for Hobbit, actually. Thank you very much.
I'm quite
Really?
hobbit, actually.
Like
Really?
people who are 6 foot look down at you. Huh. It's hard to tell from this angle.
You don't even come up to my belt.
Well, I'll show you a belt.
I
My
could
wife.
I don't know
tell.
what that
I could
means.
tell how manly he was by how much meat he put away.
That was pretty impressive, I won't lie.
Oh. I
I
didn't
look over at
know
Nestor.
something to be proud of.
So, what do you think?
I have never ridden a horse before. I kind of assumed we would be going on foot, but I don't know if we have the funds to purchase 3 additional horses.
It wouldn't be purchasing.
We're not stealing horses.
Yeah, that you just described a crime. And
No, they
I
didn't remember much
came
after
from
we
the
left
guy
it.
who lived in the
Didn't make a
woods.
difference.
Have you ever tried thievery?
Yes, I have. Go for me.
Why would you steal?
Nestriel, you keep interesting friends.
Yes, I do.
Not because
You
I
are one of them.
Thank you. Wait.
So then he can bring his horse along. We'll just go by foot.
That is fine with me, if that is fine with the rest of you.
Yeah.
That's all right for me.
Good. Shall we take off then? We have a long journey ahead of us.
All right. I'll take up front then, I guess. No, Aaron has to take up front. I'll go.
Oh, we need. So, who was the scout again?
Oh yeah, that's little dude.
You're a hobbit.
So Willett is our scout.
Hagenbush.
Yeah.
Okay. I need our guide to roll survival. You
Okay.
get to add an additional half of your wisdom bonus to it, rounded up.
All right, and let's see.
No, I guess, excuse me, that's you only get to add half of your wisdom bonus rather than.
Oh, so
Oh,
it's worse.
Yeah, it's worse.
You know, just angling for those fun
Oh,
encounters.
And you're rolling a d12 too.
A D12.
It's
Oh,
called our
interesting.
embarkation roll.
You
Gives
know-
us an idea whether the omens are good, how things are going to go. You know, whether it started out on a good foot or a bad foot, or a good hobbit or a bad hobbit.
I really didn't think I was going to use a D12, but I grabbed one just in case. First roll of the night for me. So, because of my known lands, if any part of a journey passes through a land, you know the DC of personal event test. That's probably not what this is, a personal event test, is it?
No.
Okay. So, add half my wisdom to this. Well, we'll see how that do. 7 total.
Well, that's a nice average roll of you. That's called Feast Fit for the Kings of Ancient Times.
That seems good.
It means that food is plentiful on this journey.
Hey, that's
Game
good.
is plentiful. Herbs, mushrooms, and root vegetables seem to spring up out of nowhere. And the cook brought exactly the correct amount of salt and pepper. I don't even want to ask who's the cook. Gundyr.
I mean,
It's
I
me.
can cook, but I'm not great.
You all
Pretty
receive a
good with
+1
herbs.
bonus to all skill checks made during this journey. Because
What's
of
the
how
bonus?
good the food is. Just +1.
Oh, +1.
Oh,
Cool.
nice.
Do what?
A +1 bonus.
So that'll be for the skill checks for the events that you get into. That did not impact any of that, but you have started your journey on a good foot. Obviously this is called the Hobbit charm. You bring the Hobbit along, suddenly the food is better. I don't know.
Right. I mean, I imagine the Hobbit's quite happy with how much food we have.
I'm sure the Hobbit knows exactly which spices to use.
I mean, this is better than what I had for a while, so.
Out of curiosity, does anyone have proficiency in cooking utensils?
I have a
That was one
pot.
that you could get.
I do not.
I have a big pot.
I can make pasta. Does that count?
Stews, mostly
Potatoes.
stews. Lots of
Generally,
stews.
it's one of the things in the Hobbit backgrounds is that one of the things they can start with is cooking utensils. Proficiency. I assume that you're still all capable of eating and not dying, so we're going to go with
Right.
that.
What is the cooking skill?
I'm going to guess it's probably a wisdom, might be intelligence.
In that case, I'm probably a really good cook, and I know my way around herbs.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I'll partner with Hobbit. He'll make sure it's tasty, and I'll make sure it's healthy.
I like that.
And not poison.
I like that.
Right.
I just have this vision, not to be stereotypical here, but like the elf, like adding a leaf.
Maybe.
It
I
needs
have
more
lots of
talent.
leaves.
I mean, your stew looks great, but here, let's put a vegetable in there.
Let's put some vegetables in there.
You're doing great, Gundra. I'm glad we have so much meat bits in here, but I'm gonna go ahead and put some root vegetables in, and then this leaf goes in for a specific amount of time, and then I'll take it out. Don't actually eat it.
Leaf? Why would you put a leaf in there?
Oh,
I'm
don't
gonna eat
trust
that
me.
leaf.
When you eat it, you'll taste it, but in a good way.
Eat that
Okay,
leaf.
well I do trust you.
We're doing good.
It
Okay,
seems-
so now you'll have some indeterminate number of events before you get to Lugmers and get to deal with orcs, which is way less exciting than what's happened so far, which is eat food.
Oh yeah.
That being said, my first event is called A Fine Spot for a Camp, which is a lot like our embarkment there, because our scout has found a place that has the potential to be a safe and comfortable place to make camp. Good job, Willard.
I found a place.
You should make an investigation check.
Investigation.
You do get
I
your
hope
plus
you
one
have
to
that.
this. Your target number is 15.
Ooh, I rolled a 20.
Critical?
Yeah, so that's going to be a 28.
Holy
Nice.
Genius.
Well, you guys are good at this journeying thing so far. It isn't hard at all. The roll succeeded by a lot. You all receive a +1 modifier to the arrival roll when you get there. And you would recover from exhaustion if you had any, but it's been so nice already that you haven't even got there yet.
So +1 to what roll?
The arrival, when you get
arrival
to
roll.
that's when we get there. You know, how are things when we arrive? The journey consists of the embarkment, leaving, events, and then arriving.
Got it.
And then between those is called adventuring, which is what we'll do.
Hooray!
Just pretty exciting. Let's see if there's anything else there. No, but this is probably just as you're kind of getting into the Grey Mountain Narrows, and you found like a pretty awesome campsite. There was a great sunset on the mountains there. It made you look like the darkness wasn't coming into the world, and feel hopeful for the journey. Also,
Alright.
whatever
Good sign.
herbs and spices that elf is putting in that stew is awesome.
That's some
Spices
fine
called
work,
hope.
Willard.
They're antioxidant spices.
Perfect.
It's got electrolytes. Whatever those are.
It's got what plants crave.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh boy, references.
Well, as after that, feeling good about your journey, you head through the Grey Mountain Narrows, and eventually discover that, to your surprise, the enemy is abroad. Meaning that the enemy's around. Not don't make me.
Okay.
I was about to.
No,
The
those other
enemy is
jokes.
a woman.
They're overseas, not here.
Perfect. We could just waltz in. This will be great.
Wait a second, that's just too easy.
Usually is.
It is too.
It's lookout time. Who's our lookout?
I will. I am.
And I would like to partner with her so she gets advantage on the thing, since I'm not actually doing anything else.
Okay.
It's good.
Which is a thing that we can do, I believe.
I mean, if you say it with enough conviction, then
I'm
I
glad
guess
somebody
I
knows the
assumed it was
rules.
a scholar thing, because scholar has lots of things to give people advantage. But I guess maybe that's different.
I think it is. It's just part of step one. People can partner on, as long as you're not like hunter and scout, you can have multiple
Sure.
people doing the same thing. And then whoever is the lead scout or lead lookout, which would be Kellyanne, then they just get advantage from me assisting.
Nice.
Why don't you roll that advantage there on perception, Kellyanne?
Okay, so that would be.
She's better at
do
it.
we still get the +1 from earlier from the food?
Yes, the +1 still exists.
Sweet.
You ate lots of carrots, apparently.
Okay, so that's 27 total.
Oh, is that all?
Is that above 15? Oh, yeah, it is. Okay.
We're doing good.
Until we go to war or fight, and then I'm just gonna roll 2s.
Okay. Well, this is Middle Earth, so we have to run into some orcs, right?
Okay.
Eventually.
we don't
That
have
is-
to.
That is why I brought at least 2 of these people along. So
Where are they located?
Hey, are you talking about me?
I am.
Okay, so
Hillary.
I know
how
you're
many?
talking about me.
I
You'd
am.
think I'd be offended, but I'm not.
As you move through the mountains up there,
I
you
know
have
what I'm
spotted
about.
a group of what looks to be probably 20 orcs.
Jesus.
I guess I should say they look like the goblin
These-
kind.
Okay.
Oh,
Are
okay.
they
From
heading
the-
I'm
towards
about
us,
to
or are they
end
heading
their
over?
whole career.
They look to be scouting around, maybe a hunting party. It's right as you're getting ready to set up for camp, of course, because they come out that time. So they're just coming down. But you've spotted them, and they have not spotted you.
All right. Well, I'm gonna knock an arrow, and I look over at Nesriel. You should tell everybody else we have company.
I shall. And then I promptly go off and find Gundir and Alrid and let them know that they're a bunch of orcs over there.
I put on my warg head and I grab my axe. And I just go running off, giggling the old way.
Interesting fellow you found there, Nestriel. And then I gallop after him.
He's very enthusiastic.
So what I got is that the 2 slayers just charged the group of orcs.
You
in what's
bet
going
we
to be their
did.
surprise round.
I mean,
As I see them like heading towards them, I am gonna shoot what looks to be the leader.
Sure.
Like just so that they can like kind of like keep their gaze onto me, and so that will distract them long enough for these guys to just side hit them.
Okay, Kellyanne, you can take your arrow shot, and then everybody else can roll initiative.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Mm. 16.
That's 20 to hit. Give me
Okay.
some damage.
So that's it. Oh, nice. 11. That's one less. 9.
do not. He does not go down because you picked the leader.
Right.
But staggers backwards with a look of surprise on his face as the orcs start yelling in Orcish as a horse comes thundering in. The horse does get there first, but not by a lot.
I am very fast.
It'd be great if I had a better initiative.
Oh,
What'd you get for initiative there?
6.
Wow. I got a 19.
Okay, well, you guys get one free round of rushing into him because of how good the perception roll was. So,
Oh,
why don't you
sweet.
just both give me your attack rolls?
Okay, doke.
All right. I got 2 of those.
I assume you're attacking different goblins with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many goblin orcs are there?
I mean, around 20.
Eh.
So a lot from your perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen. Well, I have faith in these people.
Yeah. 2 attacks for 19 and 24.
Okay.
I'm not doing nearly as well as he is. I got 13 and 12.
Well, you just missed with both of those then there. As 14
good.
was the target number you were after. But Gundir, I assume you do at least 5 points of damage when you hit something with your axe.
Oh yeah. Even minimum damage is at least 5 points.
So you 2 goblins go spraying in pieces as they get hit by axes. Alred ran in, but the goblins, like at the last minute, were like, "Ah!" and jumped out of the way, just enough out of the reach of his. Are you a
Spear.
Spear, yeah. And the chieftain with an arrow sticking out of him still looks at the fact that there's a lot of them, and he yells something in Orcish and points his curved scimitar at Alred, probably because he's most obvious.
Right.
Yep.
Now we actually go into initiative rounds. So 20.
20. I'm not going to do a lot of damage, but I can help.
Yay!
I assume you're
Yay,
shooting an arrow.
scholars! Are we going, or are we wait? What?
I assume I'm waiting for Nestriel's attack roll.
Oh, I thought we would get all of the initiatives and then do the thing.
Oh no, just counting down, getting your action.
Okie dokie. I will unleash my bow and hopefully hit something. 12? No, because their AC is 13.
14, but yes.
Oh, 14. Well, I miss.
An
But
arrow flies by. 19, 18.
19. I proceed to hit 2 more.
goodness gracious.
Actually, I'm probably going to attack once. I'm gonna frenzy for this and then attack.
Okay.
Is it necessary? Probably not, but this is my style.
As a side note, since we're in a combat, you don't get a long rest until the end of the journey.
I'm aware of that,
Just so
but
that-
luckily I get a couple of these frenzies. So.
Basically a
Let's see,
barbarian.
it's gonna be 22 to hit,
Yeah, that hits.
with a total of 9 points of damage.
Yeah, another goblin goes flying in pieces.
Yay!
The 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13.
Yeah! I got 14.
Go.
So I'm gonna notch my bow again, and I'm gonna take down the leader. At least that's what I want to do. Let's roll. 20! Natural 20.
Nice.
Roll your critical damage.
Okay.
I was going to say that he did try and like duck and cover because you just shot him, but natural 20 not remotely relevant.
Yep.
Whatever
Who
he
needs
tried, you're like,
flavor?
oh yeah, that's what they always try. Then you shot him.
Oh, and then I forgot to add my +2 to that. Hold on.
Yes, they count as enemies.
All right, that is 14.
Okay, well, combined with your other attack, that one goes right through his throat, and he starts to gurgle. And for the first moment, the orcs suddenly are like, wait a second, maybe this isn't something we should get into. But they'll get to that later. We have a 13. They rolled really bad on initiative, by the way, in case you care. So you're all probably going before the orcs again. Alred?
Yeah. Let's see if I do a little better this time. Nope. This is going great.
See, I knew I chose you for a reason.
I just look over at Nestriel like,
Aha! Riding a horse around some.
like right after I like
Goblins.
shoot the guy in the neck and look over at her like, this is what we have.
He's used to fighting regular orcs, not goblins. They're shorter than he normally has to deal with.
He has to go too far down on the too far away
Yes.
from his horse.
Yeah,
Horse is
really
too
gotta
tall.
lunge
These
with that
enemies
spear.
are too weak for me to fight.
That's right. Get on my level. Literally, no, like higher. I need higher.
Willard,
God
did you get
robs a
anything?
string.
Oh no!
Willard, were you going to try anything?
Oh, sorry. I'm gonna run over. I'm at 10, by the way. Yeah. I'm gonna run and like maybe find a decent hiding spot, and then make a stealth check. Use my cunning action to roll stealth. Ooh, not very great overall. I got a it modifies to an 11, so that's really good on my stealth check.
That's 2 digits.
That
That's
is
twice as much
in
as
fact,
1 digit.
2 digits.
Are there any? Does at this point does it look like anyone is in a precarious situation? Like there's a goblin sneaking up on somebody from behind, type of thing.
You hit them pretty hard and from surprise while the sun is still setting ahead, so they look pretty disoriented. The only people you would say are kind of in trouble is the fact that there are like, at least a dozen orcs around Gundyr and Alred, and they've just started to get to the point where they're going to do something about that.
They can't stop me.
I look over at Killian and I just copy what she's doing. So I try to shoot the commander guy. That's going to be a 20 to hit, unless I have advantage.
I mean, the commander guy is like
Does he see me?
falling to the ground from an arrow through his throat.
Oh, is he already dead? Oh.
Looks pretty dead. I mean, you could shoot him again just to be sure.
Double tap. Like Middle Earth style.
He might, rising as a zombie orc in a second or something.
Well, I'll just shoot a random one then. He's already dead.
The rest of them do seem pretty random. A 20 will hit. Roll me some damage.
Do they see me? Is a thing.
They've definitely seen Kellyan. You don't think they saw you? No.
So no advantage, or do I have it? Is this a sneak attack? Is what I'm trying to get at.
I'll give you sneak attack because
Woo.
their passive perception is 9.
Oh.
Great.
That's
Oh,
gonna
goblins.
be 22 points of damage.
Okay, well that.
Whoa.
Sneak attack, man. Rogues are
the
scary.
Hobbit, yeah, the Hobbit. Nestriel looks over after missing, and the Hobbit like pulls out a short bow and like just takes an orc right through the eye.
Hey, my arrows are sharp.
Oh, be quiet.
You just lost
This one
stealth.
time I forgot to shoot with sharp arrows.
And how'd that turn out for you?
Well, I'm still alive.
So still good then.
Okay, Gundyr, you are surrounded by goblins trying to hit you.
Okay, let's let him try to hit me.
Your armor class is 18-ish or something? 16.
It's 18.
18. Oh,
Yeah,
that's right. You're the.
because
Um,
I got that ability that allows me to add my dex modifier to heavy armor.
Jesus.
4 of them attack you. They all miss.
This is what we play for.
One of them rolled a 1 and has tripped over the dead body of another orc and has fallen prone.
I'm gonna make him regret his life in a minute here.
What's left of it.
Allred, you also have 4 attack you. At least one of them is going to hit you. What's your armor class?
16.
You are hit twice.
Uh-oh.
4 points each for 8 points of damage.
Oh, okay.
They do not hit hard.
No.
They'd hit less harder if you're frenzied.
That's really about as many as that can get themselves around you. So the remaining half that aren't surrounding them start charging up the hill towards our archers.
Uh-oh.
No,
I don't like that.
I don't like that.
They are not as
drop my
fast as
bow
the
and
horse
pull out my swords.
or Gundyr, so they do not get there this round, but they will be getting there next round on their initiative of 3. So there you are. Back to the top is Nestril.
Hey, am I gonna miss again? Probably.
I know that pain.
Yeah, we'll give it a shot. The
You
worst
can
that
do
can
it.
happen is that we'll miss
Do
again. Hey, I do get 14 this time.
Okay, as an orc is charging your direction, orc/goblin, you hit it. Roll some damage.
Oh, I didn't do very good on my damage. It's 4 points of damage.
You know how many hit points they have?
5, I think.
It's at least 5. It looks you hit it, and that looks like it's probably it might die of infection later, but right now it continues its charge your direction.
Yep.
Okay. Next was Gundyr, right? Yes.
Yes. All right. I'm gonna make 2 attacks on the goblins surrounding me, as I, tear them to pieces, as I do.
Yes, you do.
Well, that's gonna be 18 to hit, and a nat 20.
Oh my goodness.
Well, that's overkill.
Yeah.
Although we've gotten plenty of that so far.
Yeah.
I
So
mean, Willett killed
let's-
his by 17 points, so
Right. So the the first one only takes 14 points of damage, and the second one only takes 26.
right now all of the ones that charge the archers think they made the right choice.
They definitely made the right choice.
Oh.
How many of them are charging?
Tactically
4-ish,
speaking.
maybe
4-ish?
8 or
Like
4, depending on
3
your.
and a half, counting the shot that the elf did.
I'm not your typical Mirkwood elf, alright? I shirked my bow duties, so
No,
I
no,
can
no,
read
fine.
books.
That's fine. I got you.
Okay,
God, I
Caroline,
hope so.
it is your turn.
All right. So
Fuck 'em up.
I'm gonna drop my longbow, pull out my short sword and longsword, and then attack. Go charge at them, and then try to get all of their attention on me instead of the halfling and the elf.
Okay, so that's actually 8 that you were trying to leap into the middle of.
I'm totally fine with that.
Okay. Give me an attack roll.
15.
You kill one of them. I mean, I guess you might roll a 1 on damage, so I guess roll damage.
All right, so that is with my long sword. So that's D8.
Oh no, you get the +2. Yeah, it's gonna die.
Yeah, they're gonna die.
So yeah, you skewer one. I mean, you don't seem very afraid, so I'll give them a morale roll here. Middle of the road. They're gonna keep going for the moment.
For the what?
Morale. They're you guys.
Okay.
It's not going so well for them, but they're orcs.
Yeah, I mean they're really dumb and stupid. As long as they keep their attention on me and not the 2 other people, I'm good.
Okay. So, Alred.
All right, let's see if I do any better this time. Hey, those are both hits. A 20 and a 26. It's about time. And I do at least 5 damage. Yeah, no.
Yep. You've cleared half of the ones around you out. Willard.
What's the terrain like where we are? Just
Rocky Mountains. Mountainous.
Rocky Mountains. So I'm gonna get out of where I'm currently kind of sort of hiding, and I'm gonna go off to the side and maybe jump behind some boulders that's away from the path that they were charging up to us, and I'll make another hide check with my cunning action.
Okay.
That time it's a 25 for hide, and then I'm gonna look for one that is gonna hit Kellyan or something, and I'm gonna shoot that one.
Okay. Take your shot.
I'm assuming he's not gonna spot me, so that's
Yeah, you did plenty good on
26 to hit and 17 points of damage.
Another Hobbit arrow takes one down right in front of you, Kellyan.
All right.
Accuracy and precision.
It's great.
Uh,
I admire that in a fighter.
It's easy to do when you can just line up the shot.
Just stay down and hide some more.
Huh? Oh, okay. And then I duck back.
so it looks like one of them crits you, Gundyr. Which
Do it.
is only 6 points of damage, though.
And it's halved because I'm frenzying.
Yes. So it doesn't feel like that bad of a crit, but you're like, oh man, you got under there.
I would like to use a free action to laugh in his face.
Aw. But he's trying so hard.
I got him, guys! I got him! Look, there's a hole right there. Oh, never mind. He's laughing at me.
Never mind.
I got him, guys, I got him! Immediately turns into blood mist.
Well, his odds of survival are probably pretty low. Alred, one of them hit you again for 4 points.
Okay.
Kellyan, you are surrounded by 4 of them. What's your armor class?
17.
Okay, you get hit once for 4 points.
Okay.
There are some others. I guess at this point it'd be 2 of them that are kind of running towards Nestriel.
No.
I'm gonna say they get there.
Ooh. Oh dear.
Although, yeah, no, they one of them hits. You take 4 points there, Nestriel, as you like back up as some orcs charge your direction.
Oh, these don't hurt as much as I thought they did. Okay.
And then we're back to your turn.
All right, well, he's a little close for my bow, so I'll switch to my dagger. 'Cause every worthwhile adventurer has a dagger hidden somewhere. And I'll try and stab him, and hopefully I'm better at this than I was at the other thing that I was doing. Oh, I'm not. I'm not better at this. That's
Uh-oh.
that's a natural 1 on my attack roll.
Oh no!
Oh well, you were in the process of switching weapons there too, right? So
Yep.
you dropped your bow, and this is like the first time you've been in, or it's not very common for you to be like hand to toe with orcs.
I try not to fight things in general because I know I'm not good at it.
And so you drop your bow and you're trying to get the knife out of the sheath, but you just can't quite get it out this round.
I knew I should have cleaned it off after harvesting those last herbs, but no, we had to be in a rush, didn't we?
No, we had to be in a rush. Couldn't clean the blade. No.
I forget, when I stab him, am I going to heal him or is he going to get infected? I don't remember.
Oh, this is
Anyways,
good. This is a good start.
Yeah, it looks great. One of them is one of the ones with your arrow in it, though. So
Hey, I probably could have killed that one if I'd, hit.
drawn a dagger, gotten anywhere. Okay, Gundyr. There are 2 next to you, and you can now see that the other half have charged up the hill towards your compatriots.
Oh, that's not okay. None of that is okay, but I gotta deal with these 2 guys first, because they need to die. Alright, let's
One
see.
of them has that gleeful look of, "Hey, look, I just stabbed him on his face." How does that go forward?
That doesn't go too well for him, because that's an 18 to hit, and that one is a 20 to hit. Not natural.
Well, at this point, it's not very relevant how natural
I mean,
that 20 is.
minimum damage is going to be 7 points, so...
Jesus.
So, yeah, they go down, and you're now have killed everything near you,
I mean...
except for Alred.
Look, I mean, if this is 5e rules, I still have a move action, so I will proceed to run up the hill towards those guys who are trying to go after our archers.
Yep, I think you do, and yeah, we'll get to that in their action. Meanwhile, Kellyan.
I see him running up the hill, and I'm like, "Tagger it!" And I turn and I go and attack the 2 that attacked her.
Thanks.
Okay, you're gonna give one of them you're gonna give
That's
this
totally
group
fine.
some.
Yep, I got that. I know that. Let
Ooh,
them
one of
attack.
them gets you for 4.
Okay.
Oh no.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Oh, shucks. All right, math. All right. So I attack the non-injured one first. You said 14 hits, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, then I'm good. 14.
You skewer the uninjured one. Actually, probably take its head off right in front of Nestriel.
Oh, thank you.
Will
And I look over, it's like for my bonus action, I look over where I last thought Willard was. And I was like, shoot him between the eyes. And he gets a +6.
Dang.
Not +6, a D6, sorry.
plus
Not
D6, yes.
plus D6.
Plus a D6.
The D6.
Because I don't know if you know this, but Kellyan is playing the bard.
Yep,
Oh, yeah, that's right. You got 2 levels of warden.
I do.
Nice.
That's before everything else went to shit in my life.
Oh. Oh.
Pre-character, post-character, something like that.
Right.
Anyways, Willard, it is your turn.
Whose turn?
Willard.
Wait. Do I go after Alred? Did he already go?
I've been doing you before already.
Oh, okay, never mind. Whatever. I whisper to myself, fire and maneuver. Or rather, shoot and maneuver. Loose and maneuver, because you don't say fire.
Loose maneuver.
Loose.
Maneuver.
Shoot and maneuver. I kind of say to myself as I run around the rocky crags a little bit more. I'm going to do another stealth 13. And I'm going to shoot at one of the... Are there any left over by Nestriel /
There is one left there.
I'm going to shoot that one. Sneak attack.
Do your thing. It's got a hit point.
26 to hit.
One whole hit point.
16 points of damage.
There's the
I'm
rogue
gonna say
making us all
dead.
look like fools.
Right.
Definitely dead.
Alred, you have two near you as well.
Yeah, let's see if I can actually kill these guys.
Do it.
I do kill those guys.
You finish them off, and you can turn and charge back up the hill as well.
Yes, I will do that.
At this point, there are basically 4 goblins left, and they tried to stab Kalian in the back, and then decided they've had enough of this as Gundyr and Alred come charging up the hill, and arrows are flying, and so they're taken off.
Well,
They're
I'm
done.
chasing them because I'm not letting them get away.
So the short answer is that Gundyr and Alred, you guys run down some goblins.
Yep.
Yep.
I'll just
Stab them in the back.
Howard knows what's up.
I do, yeah.
You
Knew
know
you
we
guys
can't
would get
let them
along.
get away. We can't let them get away.
Nesriel, you're okay. You got hit.
Oh yeah, no, I'm fine.
Fine, okay.
I've been hurt significantly more than whatever those things can do. You ever fought a giant spider?
Oh, I fought many of them.
Yeah, just a lot of those.
Yeah, I can imagine. All right, let's go see what kind of damage they've done.
Yep. So I run back. Nestril, are you okay? Are you okay? Did they hurt you?
Just because I can't hit things doesn't mean that things can't hit me. I'll be okay. Anybody
good.
who is injured, go ahead and come over here. I will make us some King's Cup, I think is the stuff that heals things. Hold on.
I mean, I got a knife sticking out of me, but that's fine. That's
normal for you.
That's nothing. It's fine.
I walk up to him and I look at him. Can I have that one?
Yeah.
Oh.
I pull it out.
Go for it.
Yank.
None of these actually heal.
This is like a little dagger, huh?
I know, right? And he looked super proud until he died. You know,
They always do. And then the fear
Yeah.
hits them right.
Wide-eyed look.
Strike.
like I got him, and then yeah, no, a great axe just took his head clean off his shoulders because
In
that's
his face. That was actually a pretty good swing you did. That one from that weird angle you did. That was. Yeah.
fighting at weird angles is what I do.
Speaking of weird angles, horse fighting. I look over at Ulrich. How'd that work
I
out?
had to get my bearings. They're a little low to the ground.
Yeah, that's what I hear. They're a little tricky that way. I've never fought on a horse, but it looked pretty difficult.
It's easier when they stand higher off the ground.
Speaking of difficult, I look over. Where is Willard?
I'm probably just literally just zoning out like 5 feet away from you.
Willard,
Yeah. Yep. All right.
you okay?
I was just thinking about. I was just watching her make some whatever Nestriel is doing with the healingness.
Oh. It turns out I don't actually have any herbs at this level that allow me to straight up heal you, but I'll make some really fucking good tea.
I mean,
Dope.
he's always welcome.
Tea?
I have 2
Does
healer kits.
Couldn't you make tea with herbs? Herbs?
Herbs?
I mean, yes, tea is typically made with herbs or roots. None of the ones I have access to at the moment can do any direct healing to your person, but they can make you feel better.
I like
Okay.
feeling better.
So give me 15 minutes to properly prepare this tea, which is probably an
back to camp
excessive
first?
ceremony for being on the road, but I actually go through the steps of preparing tea and then serving tea.
I stand around awkwardly.
We can move this back to camp, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was the kind of standard thing we have to have in a Middle-earth adventure where you guys run into some orcs and fight them.
We did it.
So we did that. So that's how it went. Obviously, these mountain goblins, not too much of a challenge for the group.
Yeah, soup's easy.
I mean,
I think if
I
I
got-
wanted to like meet the challenge criteria by experience points, I would have had to throw 80 of them at you or something like that.
Jesus. I'll just be
That
in
sounds
the
about
cart.
right.
But we don't got time for that. So the
I mean, I could take 80 of them. I'm just saying.
so at least there's some numbers that might agree with Gundyr and Alred's head that they think they could take 80 of those.
All at the same time, or like
Yeah.
in a line?
Yeah, all at the same time.
Wow.
This isn't amateur hour.
What would amateur hour look like?
Um, taking on one and failing.
It's true.
Well,
Yeah. Thanks for the tea, Nestriel.
You're a
That's
very good shot, Willard.
That's some fine ass tea.
Oh, it's just mostly luck there. You know, roll of the
You
dice.
say so.
Nest tea, if you will.
Oh,
Ah, but it's
Classic. Says it every time I make him tea.
And
it's
doesn't
actually quite
stop being funny.
How long have you known to Gundyr? How long have you known Nestriel?
I've known her for quite a while. Ran into her at the edge of Workwood. She was traveling with a band of elves, and I told them that there was a huge band of orcs over yonder, and her group decided to point arrows at my face until I went away. And then eventually they got attacked because I knew they would, and I decided to help out and step in and, help them out during that fight, and then escort them the rest of the way. And it's been smooth sailing ever since.
you realize you bruised their egos, yes?
elves have fragile egos, anyways.
The ones that were
Okay,
alive had
go for
fragile egos, but
Well, bruising
a
is
lot
just
of
a
them
sign of
died.
healing.
So I mean, you can't. I mean, it's not like I was rubbing it in their faces. I was just telling them, "Hey, it's dangerous out here."
I mean, Legolas was impressed with how you performed after the fact, but he was not particularly happy with your initial warning. It's okay. A lot of them are like that.
I'm bad at talking, and you know this.
I do.
I feel that.
I'm gonna put my warg helmet back on. Just one.
Aw, Metalidor.
yeah, if they're okay with the warg helmet, then maybe they can talk to me.
Right.
That's they work. Okay, that's was the exciting second event on the journey. So as it turns out, that's it, and you're now ready to arrive. Ooh.
Oh, sweet.
After having had some wonderful tea.
You're welcome.
It was some boss ass nest tea.
Hey, now, since you've switched guides, the arrival guide is Kellyan, right?
Yep.
Guess we'll do that. You get to roll on the arrival table.
What's that?
You get a +1 to
It's
this.
a D8.
Okay.
You do get a +1. You get a
Nope.
-1 to the train, so that works out as even.
Don't
Oh.
screw this up.
And I think that's it. I think you're just rolling a D8.
3.
Oh, arrival in poor spirits. The last, this last section has been rough on you. Roll at
Greg's just
disadvantage
giggling to himself.
on checks pertaining to social interactions
I needed to make it with this. Ah.
until someone succeeds.
Wait, say it again, Greg?
Until
I-
someone succeeds.
Did I
Now
add
that you've
no, wait,
arrived
hold
at
on.
the
First
orc-
off, did I have to add anything to that? Because it was just a straight up 3.
It was no. The modifiers worked out to 0.
Okay. Damn it.
Oh boy.
So yeah, you're kind of
Wait a
grumpy
second.
with each other. I don't
Oh,
know
no,
if
never
you
mind.
noticed
That's only
that.
for funny things.
I mean, I know why I'm in the dumps. It's because I even though I was surrounded, I still allowed Nestriel to be hit. Unacceptable.
Oh
It's
my
unacceptable.
goodness.
I failed you. I failed you, Master Wayne.
Gundyr,
Oh,
I think we need to have a talk.
this is gonna be a rough campaign theme.
Um, no
Oh.
one can talk to me what I did. Yeah, never mind. At least we did get a warden, right? Okay, briefly. Kind of. We have a hobbit. The hobbit can talk.
The Hobbit can talk. Yeah.
The good news is you're so spoiling for a fight that you get advantage on initiative for the next fight that starts.
Oh, hey, good.
Oh.
No, well,
That's why
Hey!
Gundyr's so upset.
I need to
Oh,
be more
boy.
alert. I need to be more aware. I need to be able to kill better.
You're
Okay.
doing great.
I'm not doing good enough.
I mean, I said I did get you there. I didn't tell you exactly how.
So here's the
Oh.
scene as you grumpily arrive in at Lugmer's. You can see, it's built into the mountain, so it's kind of a tower. It's built clearly with orc craftsmanship, so it's very functional, but not in any way pretty. Lots of blacks and grays, and kind of spikes on some of the towers, and like metal that's just hanging out there with the sharp edge, those types of things. Not great, not the kind of craftsmanship that elves or dwarves or men would appreciate. But it's as you will once again say that you arrived right near dusk, and kind of as you're like getting near and getting ready to like scout the place out, you definitely like hear some drums rolling and kind of a horn blowing, and the gates of the fortress open, and a stream of orcs starts coming out.
We're going in there.
Get down, guys.
Eventually, yes.
Where are they
Time
going?
to hide.
What direction are they heading towards?
They're headed south, because really that's about the only direction they could go.
Really,
South, but like southeast, southwest.
I guess
they're
that's-
heading. They're heading through the Vale.
I mean, it looks like they're headed just south into the Vale along the Anduin, which would be the direction of southern Mirkwood, if that's relevant. It looks to be a relatively large train, so more of them than that group you ran into before. And these are also bigger mountain orcs, so they look beefier.
Yep.
They in the middle of the stream of orcs that comes out, there is they got a wagon going, which they've just got some other orcs pulling, but the wagon has a large box on it. The large box, it's hard to tell because of the light, but it looks to be made out of metal and worked, and have like some even designs on the sides of it. It's pretty big. The box it's probably like I don't know, about 8 feet long, 4 feet wide.
I look over at Nestriel. Is that what we're going for?
I
If I
am
had
not
to guess,
sure.
I
I
think
would say that it probably is.
I think what we need to do is we need to follow them at a decent pace, and then find where there's a good bottleneck and just take them out.
I agree.
So then, given my knowledge of this terrain, Greg, do I know of such a place?
Yeah, Um, once they start getting south, it's going to be outside of what you're used to.
Yeah.
But you definitely think you could find a good place for an ambush, not too far around. Also, remember these are orcs for everybody. They don't like sunlight.
Yep.
So if you're going to ambush them, you will probably want to do it sometime after dawn.
Right.
Uh,
So I know of a place, and by the time we get there, hopefully it'll be a little after dawn. We can take them out then.
Okay.
Okay. And I lead everybody towards that one place.
so the good news is that following a stream of orcs like this is pretty easy. Although they are pretty. I mean, orcs would normally move pretty fast, although the wagon is relatively slow. So even Willard kind of manages to keep up.
Is the wagon taking up the rear, or is it in the center?
It's solidly in the middle, as if they. I mean, they clearly view it as something of importance, based on how they're guarding it. In fact, the leader of the whole thing is generally right behind it. He's a big orc. He's wearing real heavy mail. He's got an axe.
Okay. So then, what I propose is one of us, and I look down at Willard.
Hi.
Will go and sneaking. Like, there's a big box, so he can't carry it, can he?
He could not carry it.
Okay.
He might be able to look inside.
Okay. I think what would be good is if the three of us, I look at Allred and Gundyr, provide enough distraction for these two to grab what they need to grab, hopefully. Because you know what it looks like, right? And I look at Nesril.
No.
No, you don't.
No.
Do you have a
If you recall, we only got a vague description of an artifact with
power?
unknown, and death.
Great. All right.
But this is obviously very important to them, so might as well take it anyway.
Well, we need
That's
to.
fair.
That describes a lot of artifacts.
Yes, it does.
It's important to someone, so we should take it from them.
So this is like a little bottleneck. Is there like snow or like a rocky cliff that they're next to that we could possibly send off and smash them? Brig?
By the time night is over, they're going to be largely out of the mountains proper and down into just kind of the foothills. So you're probably looking at like they are going to be following it's really more of a stream than a river. And so you're looking at a place where there's kind of a gorge where you could get above them.
Yeah.
Does that sound what you're after?
Yes.
Okay. And obviously it takes all day to get there. So while we're doing that, why don't I have everybody roll perception for fun?
Ooh, for
Not
fun,
for
you
any
say?
reason, just for fun.
Just for fun.
I got a fun 9.
Is this day or night perception?
It's night.
Okay, that works well for me.
How does that affect us?
I mean, my perception's better at night.
Oh.
Much better. Yeah, with a 26 to perception.
19.
Jesus.
I got a 20.
17.
Okay. With a 26, Gundyr, you get the impression that you're not the only ones following these orcs. But
Oh.
just it's really frustrating because you can't seem to get any grasp on who it is
Right.
or what it is or how many of them there are, which sort of disturbs you because you
Yeah.
think you should be able to.
Right. That's definitely upsetting.
I'm gonna put my ear to the ground.
And I mostly just pass this along as like, we're not the only ones who are following these people, but the fact that I can't hear them in the forest at night is disconcerting.
I'm gonna stop and put my ear to the ground, like I'm listening to something. And I'm just gonna focus on trying to find these people that he spoke of.
Are you using a special ability, or just you're just
So kinda
trying
like-
another perception check?
I'm using my special ability, so it's called Rumor of is it? Yeah, Rumor of the Earth. So I just need to roll a Wisdom. No, it's Ear to the Ground. Hold on. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it sounds like something Aragorn would do, so it clearly feels like a Wanderer ability.
Mhm.
Right. So I need DC 15. So that's 17.
And what does it give you if you succeed?
I don't know. It's in the thing, so let me go find it. I wrote, it's in the thing, and so I'm like, okay. Hold on. Classes. And don't mind me as I'm scrolling through this. That's part of my Pandora background, so that's W. Treasure Hunter.
So she can hear
I
can
see it.
hear the earth groan when the enemy treads upon it, or echo the distant gallop of horses, or sing the tune with the rushing of tumbling waters. To each long rest, so you make a survival DC 15 is its default.
Yep.
Success Lore Master must give you a useful piece of information about a quarry you are hunting or a place you are seeking.
That's what I got.
If you get a 25 or higher as a result, the information gleaned may very well seem near miraculous to others.
Damn it!
So that doesn't you don't get anything about. I guess the query you're after at this point is the who's following you, right?
Yes.
Yes.
The Earth says the rumor of the Earth is that it touches the Earth very lightly, and it is. You feel like it's something, like the birds are a little bit off, like something that the nature's not used to seeing.
Evil?
I mean, to be fair, a whole group of orcs just came through here, so that's making nature already kind of upset. But nature's at least somewhat used to orcs.
Right.
Birds can at least fly away from them, and they're mostly okay.
And I relay this to everybody else.
Is there a lore or nature or history that I can roll to try and put a name to what she's described? Or a few names, if there are multiples?
I mean, generally the sort of thing that would be described like that would be a creature of shadow or like a vampire or something. Roll shadow lore.
I don't like the idea of vampires coming out of the woodwork this early. That's terrifying.
You guys started at 6th level. You could totally take a vampire.
Oh yeah.
Sure. Yep. So that is 26. I can math.
Yeah, it's from the lore that you've got, like a vampire or some sort of similar demon of the ages is probably where you would go. Doesn't make you feel great.
So it's not a wraith, shade, or ghost, is it?
Probably not.
Damn it.
Well, if it's a vampire,
It's following them. Should we then hold off and wait to see if he strikes them, or do you think he's like an added protection detail?
we can wait. Oh God, do I know if there's a relationship historically between orcs of Gundabad and/or the Witch King and vampires? It's a general thing.
I mean, the short answer is yes, but it's not a very
Maybe.
direct one. I mean, Gundabad is directly connected to Angmar. They are working in concert, generally. The Witch King has connections to Sauron, and Sauron was big on vampires back in the day.
Back in the day. This is unfortunate.
So should the three of us attack that, and you two stay back, and then keep an eye out for this vampire thing?
I think we stick with our original plan. Because
Okay.
if the vampire's on their side, he'll come to fight you. And if he is not on their side, hopefully he'll leave us alone. He's just observing. But if it's important enough to involve a vampire protection detail, all the more important we should find out at least what it is. We don't have to take it, but knowledge is half the battle.
But we should take it.
If at all possible.
Are the orcs, do they stop for the day? Or do they travel during the day?
They're going. You think the orcs would normally stop during the day?
So I'm not sure how this is gonna go, but I have a couple of Dalish fireworks.
Oh.
So I'm wondering if we can use that to explode at least one side of the hill.
How many fireworks you got?
I only have a couple.
And they're just fireworks, so they're not like dynamite.
No, but I mean it's still enough to like unsettle any like
Yes, absolutely.
rocky terrain.
Could it also be used as a distraction?
Yeah, so you guys can come in and just slaughter them.
You make it sound like we're one-trick ponies.
How many bad guy orcs? How many are there in this?
You've been following the group for a while, so you got a pretty good idea that it's about 40, about twice what you just ran into.
Although that is what we're really, really good at.
All right, so on my mark then.
On your mark.
Let's
Okay.
do it.
So to recap, it's now morning, or sometime after the sun is up. The orcs are camped in a stream valley where they think they're covered. The group of you have mostly gone up above a rise, so you're kind of above them. Although we'll figure out where Alward puts his horse. And you're starting.
I can
to
leave it
plan.
with them.
They've got some guards that look to be awake around the wagon. I will make a note because I think it's fun that the stream is not, despite it being kind of a gorge, the stream isn't really fast, like too fast, and it's gotten a little bit deep from a couple others, so you're right at the headwaters of the Anduin kind of thing, which means that it could float a small river vehicle of some sort, or I don't know if that box will float, but I just throw that out there.
Will it float?
For future reference. But so Kellyanne, you're getting above them, and you're going to create a distraction.
Well,
Which
and
of us-
try to cause like some sort of like rock slide or something that will either hit them or like narrow it down for them too. Makes it difficult for them.
What's my job during this?
You're supposed to take it or get the help of Nestril to take it.
We are going to be very sneaky and peek at what is inside of the box, and if it is important enough, we will attempt to take what is inside of the box. Speaking of, can I have one of your fireworks as a signaling device so that you know when we have made it out or if we're in trouble?
Sounds good. And I hand over.
All right, we got the easy job.
So, Gundyr, I think we should attack from upriver and draw them that way.
I think that sounds like a fucking fantastic idea.
I'll give you guys all for like to set up.
From upriver and just start weighing lace to them.
All right, and maybe actually then I will try to block them in with the rocks on the other side. I'm not sure.
Don't block the...
Oh, don't block the river. All right. All right, well, I'm just going to shoot at the rocks and hopefully like they start hitting some people. If not, cause a great enough distraction for you guys to kill. Got it. All right. Good job.
You take pot shots.
All right. From above.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Are we ready?
Are we sneaking off? I'm sneaking off? I'm sneaking off. Okay.
Sneak.
Okay, so just to make sure as the GM I've got the order of events here. Kellyanne, you're going to wait and to set up the things. Meanwhile, while you're doing that, Alred and Gundy are getting in position upriver, so to the north.
Yeah.
of them by upriver. You'd have to go uphill, right?
Right.
Meanwhile, Nestriel and Willett are going to prepare to make stealth checks to sneak into camp while the distractions are going on.
Yes. Can we backtrack a little bit and say that I've prepared Shadowthorn for me and Willard? It grants advantage on stealth checks for 3 days.
Absolutely.
And I look at Nestriel, and I was like, and I just tell her, be fleet on your feet. And so she gets a d6.
Hey! Thank you. Hopefully I won't need that.
Knock on wood. All right. So I wait for a little bit, and I set off the fireworks.
Sounds like a plan. Side note, you all get an advantage on initiative, right? And no one has tried talking to anybody yet, so you're good.
Don't need to talk
With
to
that outcome. So why don't you start on that initiative rolls?
Did heavily debate trying to talk to the vampire, but decided against doing it.
That was a crappy roll. I rolled mean twice.
Nesty, it's a vampire.
Look, I'm a curious person. He's been alive for a very long time. Think of what he might know.
I don't think he's got a lot to say other than die, she-elf.
Well, I can be very persuasive.
Okay,
Kinda.
well,
Okay.
given that I'm not too interested in the large combat at this point. We're going to have. I'm going to see. Kellyanne, did you roll something for your distraction?
No, but I will. Hold on.
You do that. I mean, performance or intimidate or.
Let's see
I
here.
don't think it qualifies as a social role though, so you're good.
No. I think I'll go with intimidation. Oh, hold on. 22.
Okay. So there's a very loud, now remember, these are orcs, so most of them are asleep, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then suddenly there's this loud, bright, it's even brighter than, they don't like the sun, they're daylight anyways, and suddenly there's these bright flashes. So they're really not happy about this. There's some yelling, and basically a whole bunch of them start headed away from wherever that was, which is basically right towards Gundar and Alred.
Hello.
They're all angry and groggy mostly. The fireworks don't make a lot of rocks and stuff fall, but there is you can make there's a small avalanche that leaves kind of just a bunch of rocks and stuff along the path. The main effect that'll have is it makes the wagon hard to get through there.
Yeah.
So it's unlikely they'd be able to quickly move the wagon that direction, or you will be unable to quickly move the wagon that direction, if desired. And so Alred and Gundyr, you've kind of set up in a place where you think that no more than 4 orcs across can come at you, right? That was your idea?
That sounds good. Yeah.
That's if they decide to start swimming, then they can do more than that. Which, I mean, maybe.
Orcs don't like to be
Could they?
clean.
I think they'd just be swimming at that point.
I mean, until they get around, then they can come around to the backside.
Or they could
right?
swim and then, yeah, all right.
The smart move would be for them to try and flank us, but...
Yeah, I mean, the smart move would be for them to, anyways, we won't talk about that, because unlikely to be what happens, right?
Unlikely they would make the smart move.
But you see the orcs coming your direction. Willett and Nespiel, how did your sneaks go?
I got a 21.
Math. Quick math. Go, 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 brain. 23. I can math.
Ooh. You can math.
I can math.
So clearly the orcs that are on guard of the wagon have been told not to run off. so they didn't run off. But they did all like kind of congregate to the north side of the wagon and are staring that direction.
They're watching. Of course, I would too, probably. If I was, that was me. Makes sense. It's good role playing.
As you and Neshville kind of sneak down the hill, in theory, you get advantage on this anyways because of their sunlight sensitivity. And what was your number, Neshville? I don't remember if I heard it.
23.
Yeah, I remember it being good. Okay, I was right. And you guys get to sneak to the back of the wagon about the time the orcs are getting to Alred and Gundyr. As they're like getting ready to charge, they do actually stop up short a little bit, and the big guy, the big orc with the chainmail, he like shoves the people on either side to him aside, and like sneers his snaggle-toothed grin at you. Yeah, I mean he has tusks, the whole thing. He's pretty big. He's almost. I mean, you two are both really tall, so he's still not as tall as you, but he's pretty wide. He's got the mail on, and he's got his axe out, and he takes it out and says, in like kind of some broken comment, should have brought army.
Throw a spear at him.
Oh, come on! This guy was mine.
I like it.
Spear to the face.
Okay, already you can roll your spear.
It would be great if the name of your spear was Army.
There's your army in your face.
God.
Face.
This is Corporal
Still only
Spear
counts
and
as one.
Lieutenant.
Nice.
What's that?
Roll your spear attack there.
Can I do a reckless attack?
I mean, sure.
Reckless attacks are technically only melee attacks, so
Oh, never
That'll
mind.
be-
Well,
it'll be up
he's
to the
throwing
DM.
a spear, but he's holding on to the end. So
Yeah,
sailing through.
He's
It's
throwing
like,
himself with
No,
the
no.
spear.
That does make sense, right? Otherwise, the disadvantage isn't a disadvantage.
Right.
Just make your normal attack.
okay.
What
Whoop.
was your normal attack?
17.
Oh yeah, no. He like knocks your spear out of the air with his axe.
What the
Uh-oh.
crap, Jax?
Oh, this guy's mine.
you got a spare spear?
I've got so many axes.
I pull out a longsword.
At this point, the orc like points at Allred and says, "You me duel."
Oh! Duel him! Ah, shit.
Do I hear this from how far away I am?
What was that, Killian? Can you hear
Do I
that?
hear it at all?
You're pretty far away because of
Okay.
where they are, but you definitely can see it.
I'm still gonna shoot him in the face. Got it.
You might see me wave my hands in the air like, ah.
I know.
Alright, well, I'll step forward. Gundyr, watch my back.
Yeah, I'll watch your back, but I get to duel the next guy.
I should enter a battle fury.
Yes, you should.
Okay, well,
Oh.
Willen and Nestville, it looks like they've done a pretty good job of distracting most of the orc camp that's awake. Because they're like, oh, duel, right? And all the orcs are like, kind of-
One-on-one duel. Oh shit! Yeah, better not keep an eye on that box. Check this out.
You do notice that there's one like smaller orc, doesn't look quite like the same as the others, has a different helmet too, and it's looking really nervous about the whole thing up there, and looks like it's headed back your direction. So you have the option of like doing something or just trying to really quick sneak a peek in the box.
I'm gonna sneak a peek in the box because I want to know what's in it.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
In the box.
I sneak a peek at pulling my short sword out and waiting for this thing to come walking. If he's coming to us, want to try and wait around the corner and
Oh.
What, do you think your evil twin is in the box?
that would suck.
About
That would
noon
suck.
would be a good time to have him appear.
It's daylight. You're not too worried.
Maybe
about
the little guy's
right
his
now.
evil twin.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a way we can hide ourselves behind the box from the direction the other orc is coming from?
So I'm going to say this just as a side note. You do feel like you would fit in the box.
I'm not getting in the box without seeing what's in it, Greg.
Is
Okay,
wait.
but
Hold
for
up,
later,
hold up
that's
before
just
we
so
open
that you
this.
know.
Is this
I
a
put my
box?
knee in the box.
Is this a box or a sarcophagus?
I mean,
It's a good question.
could be either.
It is mildly people-sized.
Ugh.
So
Ugh.
Nestrio, give me just for fun, we'll do a strength stealth check.
Strength stealth? Why do you gotta make it a strength stealth
Well,
check?
you got to get that box open, and it's got
What
metal
kind of
bands on it.
nonsense is this?
Oh, okay. We'll go ahead and use that inspiration die. I am
you are
not a
there.
strong elf.
You recognize that. You recognize black speech on it, by the way, not Orcish, but actual black speech.
Oh, I like that even less. But I did get a natural 20 and a 3 on my inspiration dice. So of all the times to do well,
Nice.
I can't fight, but God knows I can investigate things. Kind of. Which makes my strength stealth check. Should be 26, but it's 25. Because I am not a strong person.
That's your dump stat.
That is
Seems
my
strong
dumb
to
stat.
me.
Hey!
I literally just watch you lift this giant thing off of it. Seems strong. And quietly as well.
Okay, yeah, you have no problems. You roll up onto the wagon there. You know exactly how to lever this open, so you don't need to worry about your strength, right?
Yeah.
And you even open it in a way that the sunlight's facing the right direction, so you can see inside.
Oh, perfect.
So it's not dark. That's what natural 20 gets you there. You
Correct angles.
look inside. Inside the box is an elf.
And I'm sorry, did you say an elf?
I did say an elf.
Like alive?
Like what kind of elf?
The elf looks dead. I mean, or unmoving. You do in fact see that there are some wounds on the body, as if it's been stabbed.
Is there a wooden stake in its chest?
No.
For any particular reason?
There are no wooden stakes in its chest, although it
That's
doesn't look like any elves you've seen before.
What's
Yeah.
what's the black speech on the outside say?
Now you're gonna read the outside of the box.
Right now you are.
We'll get back to that.
Well, I had to do the roll beforehand. Found out there was black speech on the bottom. Look, I'm trying here.
Meanwhile, Alred, you're going into a rage.
Yeah.
What was your initiative?
19, actually. I did well this time.
Okay, you did win initiative, so you get the first pass.
Phew. All right.
Smack him.
Yeah, right. I pull out my longsword. I stride on up to him. Maybe I should use my inspiration on this. On my first attack. Can't hurt, right? I'm gonna do that. All right. A 25.
Well, that hits.
And a natural 20.
Hey!
That's a good start.
All right, let's see. So how do I do this? Let's see. The first one is just a normal hit.
Yep.
I got the extra damage.
And
So
if
that's
you,
12 damage for the first one. And then you just roll your damage twice and add your normal bonuses for a crit.
critical is just roll damage dice twice.
20 points of damage for the second one.
Okay, what was the first one again? Damage-wise, you got 20 on the second, and...
It was, what did I say? Guys, help me out.
I was not the only one not paying attention? Okay.
Can I
I think it was 9. I think it was 9.
I heard 9. Yeah.
You slam into him twice. He is surprised at the fury of your attack, but just grits his orcish teeth against it, and comes back at you with 2 attacks of his own.
Oh, he's a beefy boy.
Yeah. Wait, what? Oh.
He does in fact have disadvantage in sunlight, though.
He doesn't?
He does.
He does.
Oh. Ha ha.
But also, you're frenzying, so you know.
An 18
Yeah.
will hit you, though, right? So
Yep.
you took 8 points of damage from that hit.
Is this slashing damage?
Yes, it is.
Yay!
The odds
All right.
and into something with magic damages
Yeah,
Sort
unless
of
it's
low.
magic.
at the moment.
Yeah, resistant to normal damage is great in Middle Earth because that's most of what you run into.
Right.
Of course, the things that it doesn't work on are the things you really need it for.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I could really use it against those things that it doesn't work for.
Okay, so that's how the fight goes over there. It's going over there. The orcs are like cheering on. It does look like Alred got the initial advantage, but the orcs don't seem too worried yet.
That's unnerving.
Both of you are bleeding.
I believe in you, buddy.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Willard, that other orc is just about to like come around the guards. You're like hiding under the wagon, I imagine, something like that.
Yeah, I'm
preparation?
hoping. Yeah, well, I'm hoping that I don't want to do it in sight of the guards. I'm really waiting until the last moment until like he spots. I know he's gonna spot Nestriel.
Okay.
And then that's because otherwise I feel like I'm just causing problems, you know?
Sure. So Nestriel, I'm not sure how much attention you're paying to that orc, given the look in the box.
Nope.
The black speech on the outside says something bound in death.
Oh. Okay, hold on. I need to make a decision. Where are my D4s?
Where are my D4s?
Traditionally, when very torn between of a fun thing or a smart thing, I roll a D4, and if I get odds, we do the fun thing, but if I get evens, we do the smart thing.
Let's go odds. Let's
Let's
go
go.
odds.
Evens!
Odds!
No!
Fun thing.
So the outside says something about being bound in death. I'm gonna make the intuitive leap that this is probably vampire related. But my weakness is also the lure of secrets. So
God damn.
how heavy does this
Why?
body look?
I mean, not too heavy. I mean,
Like,
well,
not
elves are big.
-8 can carry heavy.
It's relatively tall, so it's probably over 6.5 feet tall.
Carry a dead body.
But elves are notoriously skinny and light, so you're probably looking at like 130 pounds. That's going to be a little bit for you,
Yep. I could probably drag that.
but you probably think you could drag that. Yeah.
Stealth drag.
Well, we're really close
I
to
mean-
the river, right? I've just got to get us both in there. He's already not breathing, so that's fine.
Okay.
We rolled the fun thing, team.
Yes.
You
so
wanted this.
You're going to make an athletics
No,
check to
we
try and get the body out of the
You
wagon
rolled
and start
randomly.
dragging it towards the river.
That is the current plan. Yes.
Let's do it. I'm excited about
Damn
this
it.
plan.
Okay,
Realize we're
I
gonna
know the odds are
fucking
against me, but another natural 20 would be really dope. Oh, it's not a natural 20, but it is better than I thought it was gonna be.
Why do I have the feeling I'm just gonna watch you guys float downstream?
So it's actually pretty good. I got a 17 base roll. I'm not proficient in athletics, and I have a -1 strength, so that gives me a 16 total.
Well, the important thing there is that's enough for you to do it without too much trouble. Uh, and I mean, orcs aren't great at seeing things in the light, anyways. But they might. So you're doing it. You got him out. You're doing your thing. Willard, you see that going on? There's no way that orc isn't going to see her.
All right, I give it. I'm gonna wait till as long as I possibly can, and then I'm gonna pop out underneath, like just kind of roll and go woo, like as I roll by, like stab up, and just kind of like
The battle cry of Willard.
So, are you going to stab the orc, or just?
yeah, got
Okay.
my short sword.
Okay,
I
but
roll
you're going
out.
to do it with a woo. Okay.
Yeah.
Make an attack then.
Just
It doesn't see me, right? I'm assuming
He has not seen you yet. That is correct.
advantage on this one. Oh, I'm glad I did. 19,
That's more than enough to hit.
and with sneak attack, 16 points of damage.
That is good enough. This is obviously not a 5 hit point goblin, but you do manage to, like, basically, he kind of comes around, you kind of, like, jump out, roll out, grab him, stab him in the neck vitally, and then just kind of, like, drag him back under the wagon.
Well, I'm on the ground, so he like falls on me, and I just roll with him back into the.
We are the stealthiest, most practical.
I love it when a plan comes together.
Yeah, so Kellyanne, you're watching all of this.
Right. If I had a pipe, I'd be smoking it right now.
That's
I got a dead body too. Let's take them both.
Well, you do notice that Nestriel is starting to drag a body out of the box.
Yeah. What are you doing?
I
Quick, help me with this. It's very
head
heavy.
down towards where they're at.
It's a body.
Yes, I know. Thank you very much.
Okay, Kellyanne, I assume you're going to take the safest, stealthy route, but as quickly as you can.
Oh, totally, yes.
Okay.
Oh, this is.
So I kind of have you like going around and working your way back up there, but because you got to go down the hill and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Alred, let's do another round.
all right. I guess this time I'm just doing just a normal old attack. Let's see how I do. Boy, this is much less good. I'm gonna guess a 13 misses.
It sure does.
Yeah, and that was the higher one. Yep. Well, hopefully his disadvantage comes into play here.
So I've got good news and I've got bad news. So the good news
Give me
is
the-
disadvantage prevented a critical.
Hey!
Bad
but
news
it's still
is
hitting
that
you.
his disadvantage.
I mean, I'll take that though.
So take your 8
Any-
points for the first one. And then the good news is that the second disadvantage caused a critical failure.
Hey.
So we got both a 20 and a 1 in that set of 4 dice. And after he stabs you, he decides to start doing some gloating, right? Like, oh, because you missed him that time too, right? So he's like,
Yeah, total whiff.
it's like, oh, and he like looks to one of the other orcs and like does like a flex thing, and then just kind of like swings his axe, and it totally, I guess it was an overhead, right? So he beds his axe in the ground and kind of sticks it there. Put himself in a
Oops.
bad position to give you advantage on your next attack on him. Okay, it's pretty obvious what Nestriel's doing, and Gundyr, you actually really can't see what's going on back at the wagon because all the orcs are in the way.
Right.
So you really don't have any idea how things
The
are
only
going.
thing I know is that I'm being left out of this fight, and I don't appreciate it. So I'm just gonna throw a hand axe at one of the orcs.
I'm tired of waiting.
I'm not gonna sit here and just play second fiddle. I refuse. So I'm gonna hit this orc with my hand axe. That's going to be an 18 to hit.
Okay. Yeah, you probably. Well, how much damage you do with that? No, you probably don't quite kill it.
Well, that's rolling damage is going to be 10 points of damage.
Yeah, it doesn't quite kill it. So it gets hit with the hand axe, and then it's got its buddies next by it, right? So they all like give an orcish cheer, and like 6 of them charge you.
Bring it on!
There's some orcs kind of that have like they've gone up the rise a little bit so they can get a better view, like stadium or something. Anyways,
Right.
So they're all kind of watching this right now.
What happened to watching my back?
I am watching your back. Killing them is watching your back.
Meanwhile, Nestriel and Willett are dragging a body to the river.
Willard, if you would be so kind, there is some charcoal and some parchment in this pouch right here.
Huh?
If you could get some, you just push the paper up against whatever this writing is, which I'm assuming is some kind of indent. Confirmation from the DM?
It's the opposite. It's actually metal, like it's an
outdent.
outdent, but that's just
Outdent. That works too. If you just push this parchment up against the paper, or up against the outdent, and then rub the charcoal on it.
I've done this before.
Perfect! If you could get as much of that as possible, I'm gonna drag this guy over the water over there, and then we're gonna float for a little bit. Or he's going to, at least. Hopefully. And I'm gonna start dragging the body away from the encampment.
Okay, so it's nearing our normal end time. I knew with the 5th edition, like things might take a little bit longer, but I do want to resolve a couple of things for sure before we do quit, like this fight between Alred and the orcs. So we're going to assume that Nestriel and Willett are getting away with the body. You'll have Kelly there to help you in a bit. So we'll just resolve what's going on with Gundyr and Alred.
Mm-hmm.
And might hand wave a little bit of it, but not Alred's fight, because that's a duel, right? Let's just do this.
Right, yeah.
Your
He's
attack.
fighting a duel. I'm fighting a bunch of dudes.
All right.
Yeah, we're just
well,
assuming Gundyr gets is taking care of dudes while this is going on.
Right.
yeah. Advantage on just the first attack?
Just the first one, yeah.
Okay, so 24 will probably hit. And that's a definite miss.
Okay. So
With
you
the
do
first
your
one-
damage.
12 points of damage.
He hits you once for 8 more points. Nothing
Alright.
else crazy. And
I'll take another
start
couple
circling
swings.
each other. Your turn.
All right. How about a 19?
19 does not hit.
Uh-oh.
Oh my gosh.
You're getting 2 attacks though, right?
Yeah, that was the better one.
Ooh, that's not great because 16 hits you, right? 'Cause you got
16 is on the dot, yeah.
16's on the nose. So
Uh-oh.
16 points. So that's probably starting to hurt.
Oh, yeah.
Oh boy.
Maybe... I'm still doing okay. Let's see how... Let's keep going here. Nope, and a nope.
Okay,
Goodness gracious.
he only got you once for 8.
Okay, well...
But he
maybe
seems to
I'll-
have started to get the upper hand now. Gundyr can see this too. Through the blood and haze of the orcs around him.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a reckless attack here, so I get advantage on my attacks this round, but he also gets advantage, so I guess that cancels out.
Yeah,
his
he'll just have normal attack.
Alright, let's see how this works. First one, 24 again,
Which hits.
and 22.
Okay, those both hit.
All right. Hey, this is better. Maybe I should keep doing this. 12 and 10.
Okay, that's good. Those two look like they hurt him. He comes at you with 2 hits for 16
Whoa.
points.
All right. So I'm at that many hit points. I can keep doing this. I think I'll do another reckless attack.
Okay,
Because,
there's a lot of, I mean, there's cheering. This is right at the heat of the battle now. Everybody, but the orc still, I mean, he still feels like he thinks he can win. So
all right.
This works for me too, because the more that are cheering for this fight, the less that are paying attention to me killing them.
26 will hit. And then, I miss. I definitely miss.
okay, give me that damage.
Only 8. Only 8.
He's still standing, and he hits you twice.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
16 more points.
All right.
So for dramatic purposes, how many hit points do you have left?
I have 6.
Oh my God, Billy!
He has 5.
All right.
So this is
Well,
I mean, they've gone back. They're both beat up. This is like I mean, this is 2 combatants really at the.
This is their last hurrah.
So, you got advantage. You got initiative though. So make your roll.
Yeah, and I'm gonna do a reckless attack again for sure. A 27 and a 19. I think that one misses.
The 19 does miss.
But I do a minimum of 7 points of damage.
So you're
I do
gonna take him
13
down
this
with
time.
The first hit there, which is good because he was going to hit you twice.
Woo! Yeah.
And he goes to the ground now. I mean, he's technically not dead, right? Because, but he is out, and it's kind of like a sudden quiet goes through the orcs as they're like, "Oh, that wasn't supposed to happen." Did you guys now? But clearly, Alred and Gundyr, you don't want to face down, another 35 orcs by yourselves.
No. If they look like they are gonna come at me, I run.
So I'm curious if, like, Kelly and you had some signal to give them, like, we've got the thing.
Oh,
I feel
yeah,
like that's something we would have done.
That's what I've literally been waiting for.
Before this happens, Casey, did you hide the dead body of the orc inside the coffin?
I mean, that is great idea. I haven't done that yet because I'm making Etch-a-Sketch right now. But that's a great idea.
Okay, while you're doing Etch-a-Sketch, I guess I'll put the body in the coffin.
Somebody put up the flare.
All right, what happened? Flare is going to go off after, we are done with Etch-a-Sketching.
Okay,
Probably once I get the body far enough away,
so-
I would fire off my firework.
Until they fire off the Etch-a-Sketch, I'm still killing orcs.
Oh no! See, I'm gonna run and just hope they chase me. I think that's plenty good.
Well, the good news for the sneaky half of the party is that Alred's fight took a while, right? It was not a quick fight.
Yep.
So there was some time there. Kellyanne, give me a stealth to put orc body in box.
And close it so it looks like nothing happened.
He's now bound by death.
Oh, God.
He is now bound by death.
23.
23, excellent. You have put the orc in the box, and you guys have retreated down the river. Nestriel and Willard, you probably jumped in the river too. You don't like
Careful
rivers,
with my
by the way.
Etch-a-Sketches.
Yeah, no, I mean, if that's what we're doing, yeah.
Okay.
I don't got anything. We seal them in wax. I don't know what to do with the Etch-a-Sketch, but hold them above, put them on my mouth, and swim.
I feel like you and I would both have some sort of water-resistant or sealable pouch, considering what we do.
It's at
That
least
would make
resistant
sense.
to like rain and the like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, so we set off the flare then. Once we're further down, we're like around a bend, and then we just like set off the flare.
Just around the bend, river bend.
Okay,
How does
Flare
that sound?
window.
you guys
You
set off
orc
the
lucked
flare.
out.
I'm assuming Alred and Gunbeer run off at some point.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, those
they're-
orcs lucked out.
Well, I mean, running away from
Yeah.
orc is-
They're lucky I got the signal for retreat.
Yep, that is what was standing between you and really tearing them into like nothing.
Yep.
They do have orders to not leave the box too far, so they don't go too far. It's not too hard to lose them. And then
This is going to be great when it turns out that the body inside the box is absolutely like it means nothing. And
Just a dude.
they just
This
want
was
the
a
box.
distraction the whole time.
so we're gonna skip ahead to that part where Nestriel has gotten a body on shore somewhere. You guys have hidden it, and you have met back up. Nestriel, I assume that you want some more information about the body.
Yes. Yes, I do.
So
Talking about a
short
stat.
answer is that it's definitely elven, but
Okay.
it doesn't really look like a Mirkwood elf or any of the ones you've met from Rivendell or Grey Havens or anywhere else. It's
All right.
really, it's got a real pale silver hair, light skin, and wearing clothes that look almost more, I don't know, way more barbaric than you'd normally think of on an elf. But the make is really fine, like they're really well crafted. But it's not fancy at all. Doesn't have much. It does have a belt which like has some jeweled filigree on it, and a stone around its neck, also of a similar beautiful jewel. Both of those are still there. It's male.
The jewel, does it have any unique markings on it?
Yes, it does. They do not look like a language either of you are familiar in,
Ooh, that's...
which is relevant given the two of you.
Hold on, I need to reread. I've got some ability. It's like called treasure lore or something like that. I can't remember what it does though.
Looking
Okay.
through all my shit.
While they're doing that, Kellyanne, you've come up and you can see that it's a body.
Yeah.
It's now a wet body, if that's relevant.
Right. Really, it has shiny stuff on it. So it's wearing robes of some sort, like furry robes.
Like a wilderness cloak kind of thing.
All right. Well, I'd start like taking off the outer.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. I smack your hand immediately.
What? Like so,
I am not done with my examination,
I've
miss.
not done my examination.
what more do you need for this like cloak? Like, there's nothing on it.
She's a doctor.
Let me do my thorough investigation, and then you can rifle through his pockets.
Well, I'm not rifling through anybody's pockets. I'm just trying to like get down to the other layers. What if there's like some extra stuff there?
We have to look at all
Maybe
the
we should let
things.
Nestriel take the lead on this.
It's called rifling through someone's pockets.
Not rifling. Or
Give me a minute. I have to. I recall the story that I think will help Willard and I
we should probably do this.
figure out what
like-
this jewelry is.
We should probably hide somewhere though. Get
Well, we
off-
already hid the body. We're kind of
Oh,
behind
okay.
bushes and
Okay.
stuff.
I thought
but-
we were in the riverbank.
If someone stronger than me wants to help me move him to a safer place, that would also be okay. I am
Good.
not built for this.
All you, I'm a little hurt here.
Oh,
Oh,
yes, come here.
yeah.
You're very bloody.
Baby, I'll carry the body.
Yeah, I am very bloody.
I took some hits.
Do we have everything we would get from just like looking at the outer layer of his clothing, the
Yes.
body?
You need
Okay.
to learn to take more hits.
You drag the body somewhere. You kind of hide it. You probably set up a little camp, I imagine.
I'll find a
hidden
place
somewhere.
that's for relatively safe.
I'm gonna keep my eyes peeled for this possible shadow thing. So I haven't forgot that that person exists too, and they didn't come out.
I think this might be the presence. But he's dead, so that doesn't make sense.
The what?
He's in torpor.
Torpor.
He's dead for all intents and purposes.
But like somebody who's like following us.
That would actually be probably a good thing to pay attention to. Once we have camp and everything set up, if you wanted to begin doing whatever you were doing. Willard, what languages do you speak? And can I see those etch a sketches?
Can I see those edges?
Oh, sure. Yeah. I speak. I can talk to most people in, like men and elves. So I know I picked up a few words from like Orcish and whatnot.
Okay. I also
This says
speak the
death
tongues of
as I
many
hold
people.
up the thing.
Oh, thank you.
This-
That's very
that's
good.
Lovely.
Darn.
But that's the only word I recognize.
The important thing here is that obviously what was written on the box is in a different language than what's written on the jewelry
Oh,
of the
okay.
elf inside.
Third or second can't read language.
Well, what's written on the box though is black speech, and you know more or less how to read that, or at least puzzle it out.
Dang.
And
Twisting
so,
of my people's tongue.
and I mean it. You're not like, but it does seem like it's some sort of like death ward or ritual language. It's hard to say what they do in black speech, but that's what was on the box.
Can I take some time while the rest of the party does what they're doing, and I brew some tea to help with this, except that I don't have any tea that heals. So, okay. I'll set my papers down for a moment and go and help Alred with my hands of the healer. So I will heal you a little bit, so you're not quite as close to death while we hopefully rest.
Yay!
That's not what I want. What do I get? D8s. All these new skills and abilities.
Okay, well, it is past normal end time. I'll put it players to the vote because there is another scene I want to do. Do you want to do the next scene, or do you want to stop here and pick it up next time?
Next scene.
Let's do the next scene. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh dear. All right.
Next scene it is.
Oh.
The dog disagrees.
Dog
I don't know if that was
agreed.
approval or.
That was my dog.
Most definitely approval.
It was. You go here.
Okay.
All right.
So you guys make camp. You're fiddling around with the language and stuff like that. You've got the body. Is anyone doing anything crazy to the body that I should know about?
We're not. No, probably not really.
Oh.
I mean, I got lore and investigation as skills, but I don't
Yes,
think I'm
Casey?
nearly as good as anyone else.
I mean, I just started thinking about what possible crazy things we could do with the body.
There's a lot of crazy
There's a
things
lot.
you can
I'm
do
not
with
doing
the body.
any of those things. I'm
Casey's-
standing there watching.
Casey's
If we've
doing.
thinking
thoroughly
about
investigated
weekend at
his
Bernie's.
clothing, then I think we're fine. Like pockets and stuff or anything hidden, but I doubt it.
He does have a belt that did look like it had like a sheath or something. It still has a sheath on it, but does not have a blade in it.
Interesting.
Okie dokie.
In fact, on the back too, there's probably a quiver, but no bow or arrows.
I'm gonna.
He's
Can
been disarmed.
I roll lore on like this elf guy, weird looking elf guy?
Yes, you can.
Cool.
I help.
Can multiple people help?
Helping in 5e only grants advantage, so there's not.
I got a 20.
Okay. There's not a lot else to add. But just kind of thinking, what's one of the main things that you did when you walked through the lore, because you know your Elvish lore, and obviously Nestiel does too, because she was there for a lot of it. The there's uh, it's the elves kind of put themselves into in indefinite groups and like leaders and the like, and it seems pretty strange to you that there'd be someone that wasn't in those, and so you kind of went through the lore to try and figure out where you could place this elf. And you come to one of two conclusions. Uh, One is that if this is this is either a really ancient elf, like probably from First Age, uh, or you have no idea. That's your second option.
I have two theories. It's either an elf or I don't know.
I mean, is there
That's
any cultural
a very good
significance to have a burying an elf without their weapons?
Willard, that was very helpful.
Is he a bear?
No,
I'm gonna
no,
go
he's not a
with
bear.
no, although
well,
that's
then I
just from a
don't.
cursory inspection.
Well, then I don't know.
I mean, why would you be buried without your weapons?
Okay.
Because not all of us are Dunedain.
What's that supposed to mean?
It means
means-
not everyone shares your
It means
traditions.
that not all of us are as forward-thinking as you.
Well, I just think, I mean, we come from, some of us are, we're descendants from elves, and we carry on certain traditions, and being buried with everything, all of your stuff except for your weapons is just very odd. You either have done something really bad in your life, or whatever you had was extremely valuable, and some people stole it.
I'm gonna put my warg helmet on and walk away.
So night is falling. Just so you know.
Mhm.
I
In
am
case you're afraid
first
of the
watch.
dark. What was that?
I'm gonna do first watch, and I'm gonna keep my eyes and ears peeled for that one person.
I'll do second watch.
I don't have to sleep, so
Oh, in the meantime, is everybody still in need of healing?
Yes.
Okay. Well, before I leave, I tell you guys of a tale. When I was a kid, and the first time I learned how to shoot an arrow, and how it accidentally hit my dad in the bum, it was great. And then you guys chuckle. You guys chuckle, and you get 1d6.
What if we don't
Per
chuckle?
hit die spent, because it's a funny story. Everybody chuckles.
Better chuckle or else.
Everybody.
Chuckle around.
Do we rub the? Do we?
You only get
Do
healed if
we,
you
do we
chuckle.
roll this ourselves?
Yep. 1d6 for every hit die you spend.
nice.
An extra. It's kind of a long rest thing, which we're not
Or
technically at long rest yet, but we'll get there. But that being said, I was going to say that if you don't chuckle, you take 1d6 in damage. It's
Yeah.
Aw, snap.
mandatory fun.
Oh man.
Shot
Okay,
him
that's
in the bum.
okay. Remind me to give a villain mandatory fun. The
Ha ha ha.
special attack. You either laugh or
laugh
take
or die.
damage.
Be
Uh,
an interesting fight mechanic.
Right.
So as the sun sets, or is setting, I should say, you, Kelly, and you were working on watch. You know, you guys are all still awake though. You know, haven't quite gone down, but getting there. When you know, because you're paying attention, kind of to the east, away from the river. Up the slope where there's some trees, you see a lone figure standing there in the twilight, and it looks a heck of a lot like that elf body.
Is the elf body not where I left it? Relatively visible?
Elf body is still right there.
Oh. Hello. would you care to join us
So
for a meal?
it's a ways away up this thing.
Oh.
So
Damn it.
Hello.
Um, I keep my eyes on them. And I'm pretty sure that they noticed that I noticed them, right?
yes, it's very clear.
Okay. Guys, we might have company coming. Just be
Oh,
on your
great.
guard.
I love company.
I grab my axe and I start
Do I sense
laughing.
any evil coming from them or any shadowy darkness?
Well, you look back, and they're not there anymore.
Okay. We're gonna have
Like you
company.
just flicked away for a second. You looked back and and they're not there. You look around, and you see an elf standing, like probably 20 feet away. So like quite a bit of distance from where there was before.
I throw my dagger at it.
Well, guys, not every stranger we meet on the road is going to be bad.
That doesn't mean anything. I throw my dagger at it.
Okay, throw your
Okay.
dagger.
What is that? Like a
What could go wrong?
It's a dexterity attack, and then a dagger is a d4, plus your dexterity or strength, your choice.
May I introduce you to the throwing axe, which allows you to use your strength modifier instead of daggers.
all right, 15.
Okay, so she catches it. It's definitely a she at this point. You throw your knife, and she kind of steps to the side and puts her hand out, catches it.
I do a low whistle, like I'm impressed, but I'm still like I'm trying to like alert everybody else that we have company.
Everyone is pretty aware at this point.
Okay.
Mhm.
I mean, you look over that direction, and it's pretty obvious. There's a tall, pale, silver-haired elf standing there.
Well, that went well.
Yep.
Whoa.
The elf says something in what you think is Elvish, but you don't understand any of the words.
Is it kind of close to like Sindarin? Sindarin?
Sindarin would be
Sindarin?
standard Elvish. Yeah.
All right.
That's not completely true for our scholars, though, because they're good at piecing these things together.
Yeah, we got an ability.
We can
you
do
got
that.
the words brother and body.
Oh,
Can I tell what language she's speaking? Is she speaking Sindarin or the Woodland languages? at
You're
all for
100%
elves?
sure that it's not Sindarin or the Woodland language.
I think
It is
Are my
definitely
evil senses
related to
tingling?
Sindarin in some fashion.
I will answer in Sindarin. I apologize, but I didn't fully understand what you said. Is that your brother?
At this point, you guys have got into the scholar ability of being able to, broken language conversations with any language of elves and men, and this qualifies.
Yay! Scholar high five.
So, she says, and when she looks at you, actually, in particular, by the way, Nestriel, then she actually takes a step back when you talk and kind of ignores what you said and just goes in with a, who are you?
I am Nestriel Silorthand, last of the healths of Oh God. I
can
knew I
do
was
it.
so ready for this.
you can do it.
Forgot the name of my own house. Elevorn.
Another
Last of the
take. We
House
can
of
do another
Elevorn.
take. The camera's still rolling.
Oh God.
I love it.
You are not of people.
I am not of people.
Are my evil senses tingling? Like, is she like dead-ish or a wraith or ghost?
Was that some kind of insult?
You should roll evil senses.
Evil senses.
The thing is, like, one of my virtues is see the unseen, automatically aware of the presence or proximity of ghosts, shades, or wraiths of any
Okay.
kind.
I thought you had to roll for that, but I guess not. You are starting to feel kind of anxious about the body.
I put my sword on its neck.
This is getting
Brother.
real awkward.
I think they want their brother back. I think that's what they want.
For what purpose? These things they don't make me feel
If
good.
orcs had my brother's body, I would want it back also.
But are you undead?
What?
In
Being
Sindarin,
angry
I'm gonna
towards
do my
Mithril?
best to ask her to explain. And take a step towards her. But like non-threateningly. Posture is very open and relaxed.
Her posture's very open. Relaxed.
I have a sword to her brother's neck.
I've got my axe in hand. I'm ready to throw this at a ghost.
I don't know that I'm like fully aware of what the other people are doing because I'm very curious as to what is happening right now with this person and the body.
That you have. It's the I want to investigate it, and I've got my axe. Like, you investigate it as soon as it's dangerous.
It's probably a good thing.
If dead, soul no place to go.
So where is the soul supposed to go?
Are you calling me dead? Or your brother dead?
You think she was referring to the brother.
Okay, because she said I wasn't people, and then told me I didn't have a soul, and there was a bridge to gap there.
Well, some stuff happened, right? Sword got put to her throat.
Yep.
If-
I'll kind of
He's
make a
paying attention.
calming hand gesture at Kellyan,
So he's not dead.
but his soul has no place to go.
So that makes him something that should probably be dead.
Looking back at the elf chick who randomly showed up, is there anything I can observe about her person that would give me any kind of clues to histories or any injuries she might have?
She does not look injured. Her clothing looks very much like the other one, so it's all pretty much ends up being the same. In that sense of, you don't know where she's from. Kind of elf
Random
thing.
crazy elf thing.
Yeah.
All right. So looking back at her then, heal, I'll say as a question, trying to force it to sound like their language instead of like Sindarin. If I can. It's probably a stretch, but I'll try.
I think you get can't go home.
Why?
Translate her question.
Are souls banished?
They were a fallen elf?
Does that sound
What?
like anything I know about? Because that doesn't typically happen among my people.
No, that seems odd. I mean, normally
What did they do?
normally the souls of elves, even if the ones that die a violent death rather than just sailing away, end up in the to the west in Amon.
Give her a very concerned look.
What do they do?
Again, translating questions, trying to figure out what I want to ask in my head.
What do becomes wraith?
Well, we don't want that, do we? I make a
Did you say he's
gesture
wearing
to
rings?
my necklace, and then I point at her brother's body and like grab the necklace and ask Ward, trying
She
to force
shakes her
the
head.
translation.
Speaking of that, you've got your sword like on the body. You can start to see that like the body is shimmering, and all of your like dark ghost senses are like tingling. They go,
I'm gonna chop off his head.
Whoa, hey, Kellyan, please.
He's gonna turn into a wraith. You want that after you now?
Well, what if we let her do whatever it is that she's here to do?
What
Perhaps
is
she
it
can
that she's
prevent
gonna
it.
do?
Will it turn into a wraith even if you
Yeah.
cut off its head?
Quickly ask the elf lady how to stop, or what is she here for?
How to stop would be very good.
Mm-hmm.
Shaman would shepherd the dead. Doesn't happen often.
Is she shaman?
No.
Okay.
Where is shaman then?
Home. I think at this point she probably gives a name to her home, which
Ooh.
requires a lore roll from you and Willid, and anybody else. And it's not shadow lore; it's just lore.
Yay, I have that.
Oh, lore.
18.
Nope. No idea.
19.
Punk.
25.
Okay, I was also going to say you probably got advantage for being an elf, but 25 is probably
Hey.
good enough.
Hopefully.
Yeah, she names a name. It's really hard to pronounce, so I don't even know if I'll do it good, but it's like Curirax. But it sounds flowing in Elven. But
Rex EA.
it's you have in the mythology of elves, it's like right there at the very beginning. At the very beginning of elves, there's a lake that all the elves woke up on, and then a Rome came, and then they all wandered off to the west, and then it kind of became kind of a mythic, like no one went back, and it's way to the east in theory. But as far as you were aware, all the elves left.
I look startled, but since the thing is happening, I step back and kind of wave Kellyan off of it. She says she's named a place that is at the beginning of all elves.
You know, that's great and everything, but this thing is going to be turning into a wraith pretty soon. So we either kill it now, or she better have something up her sleeve to stop it from turning into a wraith anytime soon, so we can do to get them back to where they need to go.
She's taking him to a shaman to prevent him from becoming a wraith.
Yeah, but he's turning into one right now. You see him twitching? It's going to happen soon rather than later.
Well, if you let her approach the body, she may be able to stop it or delay it or just take him, and then he won't be our problem.
Or expedite it and have him attack us. I mean, I don't tend to trust people just off the cuff.
I don't sense any hostility from her. Hopefully I don't actually sense any hostility from her. I think that's an insight.
I don't know what your insight roll is, but so far she seemed tense.
Tense but not aggressive?
But has yet to be aggressive, even in response to having a knife thrown at her.
The thing is...
I sense no hostility from her.
Yeah, but the thing is, if she's not able to control whatever this is, then we have a wraith on our hands in these lands.
I mean, can't we just wrap him in king's foil and ship him west or east? I don't know.
With that, the last ray of sun falls beneath the horizon, and the shimmering wraith stands up from the body. Like the body's still just laying there, but like a silver gray transparent form with kind of just darkness for eyes stands upright. I mean, Killian's right there, and it stands up, and you heard, and the elf gives the Sindarin word-ish for brother in kind of strong tones, and they stare at each other for a second, and then we're just going to stop there.
Cool.
Because it is that time.
Yep.
And we will go with that for next session, as you appear to have encountered some elves of ancient power or something. I'm sure that's not going to have any impact to the shadow or any of the stuff happening in Middle Earth.
Of
But
course not.
before we go, we should generally do our favorite thing from the session real quick uh, as to what happened, and I guess we'll leave the elf for last this time. Uh, so Elred, I'm gonna start with you.
I really liked my duel because I didn't lose it.
Huzzah!
I mean, I tried really hard to lose it, but I didn't.
Well, and it was actually really good, right? You guys came down essentially to the last round, and one of you is going to
Yeah,
go down that round, depending on.
yeah, and we really drew it out so that our elf friend and hobbit friend could do their skulldunkery.
Speaking of that orc had a name, and it probably was yelled out at some point, if you remember it. It was Grazul.
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 Razul.
I'll be sure to remember that.
So that was the duel with Grazul in the pool. No, that's not right.
Let's not try too hard.
Yes.
Always try too hard for puns.
Yeah.
Every time.
All the
dang
time.
it.
It's just rhyming.
Okay, Killian.
I really liked. I really liked the sneaky sneak that was happening with the dead body and the great idea to float it down the river. Pretty awesome. So I think that's my favorite part.
Willard.
Well, the food was Willard's favorite part, and the beer, probably. Yeah.
I thought it was pretty funny that we got our starting out of the journey was the food's really good and the campsite's really good. It was a very
Perfect.
Hobbit start of a journey,
Yes.
or what usually doesn't happen to hobbits when they start a journey, but this time it did. Gundyr.
It's going to be a good one. It's foreshadowing. This is going to be great. We're not going to run into any bad things. This Wraith is he's just a nice guy.
Yeah, no, I'm sure this will be something that will just blow over. I mostly enjoyed how I tried to disarm a volatile situation with hey, let's drink some mead.
Oh, this is awkward.
It was
Maybe.
good.
Yeah.
This mead is really good. You guys are missing out by yelling at each other instead of drinking it.
Yeah.
That's a good move.
Okay, Nestriel.
Our first combat was exactly how I expected this to go. I'm terrible, everybody else is good, and that's why I brought you with me. And I hope that doesn't foreshadow the rest of our combats, to an extent. There were a lot of good crits from everybody else, but I would like to be useful in some extent. But goddamn, our barbarians are going to be kicking butt, so.
Yeah.
And our rogue, and our dual-wielding / archer / do-it-all mistress of hate and anger. I mean, usefulness. It'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
The anger flew through.
Yeah, she put her sword to my neck when I first met her. She's great.
She likes putting
that's
swords
right.
at necks.
Yeah, that's right.
Swords at necks.
It's a friendly hello.
I like how her name is Killian, but we're calling her Killian.
Killian, I know.
Killian.
It's
Killian. I was like, oh.
Okay.
My name's Killian. That's what I said.
Obviously.
Okay, well, with that in mind, thank you very much for our. This is technically the opening session. I just called it Prologue because I couldn't tell you the actual name, which was opening the box and letting things out.
Well, not everybody would have taken the body, but I certainly.
It went great.
It's sort of a Pandora's box thing.
It's about the same with that dead body in there. So, they won't know.
They'll never notice the difference, and whatever they were gonna do to it, they can't anymore.
Right, great.
Okay, well, the good news for you is that the body does not look like it's going to make it to Dol Guldur. The bad news, is that the box will. I don't know if that's good or bad, but we'll figure that out later.
There's still time.
There is still time. We will see you again next week. Have a great time, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you for watching, participating, or whatever it is you did. That's all that's going on.
Goodness.